Hello.
Holy moly.
It's been a month.
Been a while.
Wait,
It's
we
been a while.
We're live?
Yeah,
I
we
feel
are.
like-
No, we're not
No
live.
way.
We're live?
No way.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Much like the Aramaic god Yahweh.
Yowie.
Yeah.
Yowie.
Yahweh.
It's Friday past the Yowie?
It's Friday past the Yahweh. All right, guys, welcome back. Feels like it's been years, yeah. But it's been like what, a month? I think a little over a month.
Just shy of, yeah.
Yeah,
shy
I
of
think it's been like
months.
3 weeks.
A lot has happened, both in game and out of game, and we thank you to Scylla. Thanks to Scylla, we're gonna get a fairly accurate and comprehensive, flashback as to what exactly happened.
Let's go.
Working on it.
We left off on a cliffhanger of sorts, and we're gonna get back into it. But thank you guys for coming back. Everybody from the Shadows Over Velde fandom. It feels so weird saying that out loud, but yes, the Shadows Over Velde fandom. Thank you for being here. If you haven't been here, this is our Friday D&D, where we get together with a bunch of VTubers and voice actors and friends, and we play D&D together. We started this a few months ago, and we've kind of been slowly rolling, and things are approaching a fever pitch. It's gonna get real, and it's gonna get dare I say intimate here. But we usually start out the session before we get into a little bit of recap. This probably will be a little bit shorter than usual. I am sorry, but we got things to do. Our good friend Ben needs to get some sleep because full day tomorrow, I imagine. But we will be doing this consistently a little bit more. We got everybody's schedules together, and we're gonna make it so that it's a little bit. We may have to switch days, whatever. But we'll make you guys aware what's happening. But we usually start out each session with a little, a little fun thing, like a little fun little question that we ask all of our players of their characters in the game, just to reveal a little bit about their character without giving away too much out of game or in game, out of game, yeah, out of game. And this question today is, what trading card game is your character addicted to, and why?
Oh boy.
Could be in universe. You can make something up. You can have something from real world, flesh world, as a touchstone. But we just want to know what trading card game your character is addicted to. And we're gonna start. We'll go from the bottom up. But because our good producer, who's currently streaming this for us, so that my computer can focus on other things, we're gonna include them in the mix here. So while Nate doesn't necessarily have a character in the game yet, what trading cards? We'll go with Myrtle. How about that? Yeah.
Sure.
From our Wednesday campaign. What trading card game is Myrtle addicted to?
Probably Yu-Gi-Oh. Sadly, it's probably the only thing that you
Yu-Gi-Oh.
can. Yu-Gi-Oh. Probably. It's also the only thing that I've ever played in my entire life. So.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, I want to play Magic,
Okay.
but
I'm so sorry.
yep.
We'll take it. Yu-Gi-Oh with the desire to play Magic. I'll take it. Thanks for the gift subs, James. Okay, and we'll go up to next. We have Leju as Phoenix. What trading card game is Phoenix addicted to?
All right. There is this game. Unfortunately, it costs $5 billion.
Yeah.
There is this game called Sorcery Contested Realms, which I had the misfortune. I don't know if you guys know who Flork of Cows is, but
No.
they're like they work for Gamer Subs, and they
Okay.
have their own like VTuber agency, whatever.
Oh, Lord.
But they put me on this card game called Sorcery Contested Realms. It costs $5 billion because, and the art is like, all the artists for the game is like old school vintage Magic artists. So like it's
Oh,
that,
cool.
like, it's like this super crisp, like amazing, like that painterly artwork.
does
The
sound good.
boxes are like $500 each for like a booster box minimum.
Holy shit. Is it
And
because the art
Roy-
is so like intricate?
I have no idea, but it must be,
They hand print the cards like monks.
Yeah, it's,
You know, like drawing the Bible over and over again. That's
absolutely
crazy.
gorgeous.
Wow.
It is a game that is like, imagine like Magic mixed with like chess. It's played across a board, like a grid,
Oh wow.
and your character
Okay.
moves across it and like makes the realm as you go through the board.
Damn.
That's
cool.
crazy cool. Wow, yeah. I can imagine why you would be addicted to something like that.
It's so
The gameplay good?
Yeah, the gameplay is very fun, but nobody plays it because it takes too much brain power. But
It also takes
Yeah.
too much money. That sounds like expensive
Yeah.
for those packs.
I mean, if
okay,
you're addicted
well.
to cardboard, then you will shield the dollars for it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I learned about a new card game today. All right. I'll have to go check that out, or at least look at some of the art. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Good choice. Thank you so much, Phoenix. Going back up, Juzo. Okay.
Oh.
What trading card game is Sunder addicted to?
There's only a few card games that I've played personally. The
Mhm.
one that I enjoyed the most was Card Fight Vanguard. It's
That's good too.
kinda-
Yeah.
yeah, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, but with like mechs and shit. Also super expensive, super expensive game.
What game is it
All
these
right.
days?
Card Fight
Yeah.
Vanguard. I've heard of this before. I'll have to go
I
and
only
look it
know
up
the
after
anime of that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, there is. That might be why I know the name.
You can play it on
Um,
mobile. They have like a mobile game. It's
no,
fun.
it closed. It closed.
Oh, it closed. Ah,
It's so
shit.
sad. It was like, one of the
No, I'm
best
so
card
sad.
mobile card games out there, and they closed.
Ah, I'm so
Shit.
sad about that. I haven't played it in a while.
Well,
and I was like,
Go
damn.
check out Card Fight Vanguard. Not sponsored.
True.
Good choice. Good choice, Sunder.
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Scylla as Argentum. What trading card game is Argentum addicted to?
See, I don't think they would get into a TCG.
Okay.
Interesting.
So I'm gonna give kind of an abstract answer, if that's okay, if I have to give one.
Sure.
Even though I,
Cards.
Hayden, will never play it, they would probably be like, ooh, Magic's interesting. I, Hayden, refuse
That's
to
a trading
ever
card
play
game, right?
Magic. Yeah. But, like, Argentum, I feel like, would be playing cribbage.
like an old lady. Or like knitting or something like that. Something with the hands.
No, like, Argentum's...
You know how to play spades?
a-
Come over here.
You can't tell me I'm wrong. It was the first thing that came to mind. I'm like, nah, this bitch is playing cribbage.
My favorite TCG cribbage.
I love
Yeah,
cribbage.
man.
So good.
I like collecting all 52 cards in a cribbage
Yeah, dude.
TCG.
I hate
And then trade
Um,
them.
I don't like playing
Fantastic
cribbage.
answer. What? How do you? Is cribbage? Is that?
It's
I don't
put
want
onto
to be
a
taught
board.
exactly how to play cribbage like immediately, but like, what's the goal of cribbage? Is it point
You-
accrual? Is it?
You have to run.
Yeah, there's like a little,
Run?
it comes with a little board and like sticks.
It's like a pegboard. It's a
Oh!
little pegboard.
Yeah,
It's like one of
Yeah,
those
it's the
games you
little
play
pegboard.
at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah!
You get pegged.
Oh my god!
Pegboards and poker cards.
It's like they would play like cribbage or solitaire.
Okay.
Solitaire's the shit, though.
Solitaire's great.
Solitaire's great, but I'm just like, nah, I cannot see them playing a TCG.
I don't know what
at
it was.
all.
I think Ben and I were joking the other day about like somebody making a sequel to Solitaire 2, and it's just like, just a bunch of like
Is it called Spider Solitaire? Is that Solitaire 2? Am I wrong?
Spider
Spider
Solitaire is
Sol-
great though.
That's what came with Windows XP.
Yeah.
That and the
What's
pinball
that card game you've been playing, Alpha? What's that game?
What?
What-
Oh,
what- what-
Balatro? That's my
Balatro,
favorite
yeah,
trading
there
card
you go.
game.
Yeah,
There you
Balatro
go.
is Solitaire too.
Yeah. it's
Balatro
true.
is goaded.
Mhm.
Balatro is Solitaire 2, correct, yes. Okay, fantastic answer. Great use of the word cribbage. I like that. I'm adding that to my lexicon. I don't know what it is, but I'll make up a meaning for it. Going up the line here, we got Grizz as Zephyriel. Grizz, what trading card game is Zeph addicted to?
Yeah. Does Wizard 101 count?
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah,
Technically is a card game.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
'Cause I used to collect like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but I've never played any kind of trading card game. I just had them. So
Yeah.
I wanted to make up like a trading card game in the fantasy realm that probably used like different pantheons as the
Right,
faces of the
right.
cards.
That's cool.
But then I was like, I can't come up with a cool rule set, so Wizard 101 is
that's the
probably
hardest
what I
Zephyriel's
would
the
play.
creator of Weiss Schwartz. That's crazy.
Holy shit.
I do like the idea of several pantheons coming together to like
Yeah.
and like having religious lore, if you can call it that, religious iconography being the base cards. I feel like tarot cards are kind of like that, but like in this weird nebulous,
God, these cards have
non-religious way.
lore.
Fantastic answer, Zeph. Appreciate that. Wizard 101, and I don't think anybody in the party is a wizard either, so
No, we
that's
don't.
fun. Okay, moving up,
Just
moving on
the
up. We got, yeah, right. Okay, Ben, what trading card game is the Wall addicted to?
Connect 4.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That
Mm.
is a trading card game.
The Wall can't
We will
read, but
not
can
elaborate further.
he
That's the
count?
answer he
I
would
imagine
give
he can
if you
count,
asked him.
right?
You can like trade them like Pogs. It's
Yeah, like
pretty good.
Pogs.
Exactly.
Connect 4. He is so against the
Connected.
trading card game that he's going to play Connect 4 instead. That's amazing. Okay, fantastic. We learned a little bit about everybody in the last 5 minutes. Fantastic. Okay, so according to Scylla, the notes are done. Would you
They
like
are.
to run us through? Do you want to
Freaking sure.
point
I'll
on
try
this?
to be.
Okay.
Oh, there's actually
Sure.
so much.
Yeah, I told you. I took elaborate notes, y'all. You're welcome. It's been a minute since we've seen each other, so I thought it
Yeah.
would help.
gather around the fire,
Run down
everybody, and
Sing a
Listen
campfire.
to-
Rhea, you shut the fuck up.
listen to Scylla regale us with the past. Go ahead.
So, last session started, we left the caves in which we fought with Ken Magane, who is just paced. He's just paced on the ground
Yeah.
down there. Ain't no way
Yeah.
he coming back. And as we made our way back towards the city proper, Kelly and Zephyriel spoke a little bit about what happened. I apologize for the boofing boy. I do not know what he's yelling about. Always something. Kelly and Zephyriel spoke a little bit about what happened, and talked a bit about resurrection and if that was possible. And we learned a little bit that Kelly had tried to bring friends back before. He was maybe not too keen to try it on his wife, but I feel like there's a little bit of hope there. So Kelly and Zeph actually had a really wonderful moment, a really wonderful conversation that was really great to listen to. And after they concluded their talk, Argentum created a mental link between themselves and Zephyriel, and kind of cornered Zeph in his own mind in a way with Celestial. I will not apologize. I will forever be stinky. They spoke in Celestial talking about Zephyriel's tattoos and what they mean. So we got to learn the meaning of Ray's tattoos, which can be interpreted as growth, reverence, and empowerment. You can correct me on that, Grizz, if I got it wrong. But they can also mean pain, fear, and power. But there is one word that cannot be misconstrued, which says chaos, which I feel like encapsulates Ray pretty well. He's a little chaotic little bean there. Little bean, little guy, tall little guy. Tall little guy. And we discussed the gods and what they could be planning. Possibly the children of Lolth are coming, you know, they're each making their play for power. And we discussed a bit about what was going on there, what they could be doing. They may be racing to procure the eyes of Lolth. We do not know. As we made our way into the town, an old drow man stopped us, named Farmer Loman stopped us, and they knew Sunder, and informed us that Sunder was, well, there were 3 people looking for Sunder, and they had done a number on Loman's face. He had had the crap kicked out of him, so to speak. And we learned a little bit about Sunder's past and how he got to this point. A little bit. We made our way to the Silken Vale, where we brought the boxes of dusk flower to Priestess Zyra. She brought us to her secret hideaway within a bathtub. You know, the Baby on a Rock bathtub.
Baby on a Rock.
Baby on a Rock bathtub. That's my new band.
It's true.
Single dropping next month. Let's go. Rockabye bathtub.
Oh, dude, that's better. That's better. Rock my bathtub. Yeah, that's pop punk.
And we were informed by Zyra as she started creating this dusk flower mixture that her intention is to try to reverse the Drider transformation, if possible. She doesn't know if it's possible, but she wants to believe it is. So with our help, that is what she hopes to do. And with the severity of the situation, the followers of ROI, and you can please correct me on the pronunciation, or not the pronunciation,
right.
the spelling. Was it right? Which one's right? With the
ARAWAI.
Okay, Poggers. Thanks, fam. I'll fix that.
Oh, okay.
No,
D&D,
you're right.
everything's spelled weird.
You're actually wrong.
You were right. No, you were so fucking wrong. And there has been a Deva Starshatter, that has been beseeched and sent to assist us in the BS that's going on underneath the city.
Totally.
And the Deva will hopefully deal with any Driders that escape or help us in any way that we need to. We found out that ROI is usually portrayed as a bronze dragon, or I guess that was in Whispers, but I guess it's out now, but whatevs. That's the thing now. It was in my notes and I forgot. Okay, it's been a while. You're welcome, I guess.
Leakers.
I just zoned out
Any
Leakers.
leakers?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, don't listen to the recording. I'm a filthy little leaker.
Delete the VOD.
So,
I never zoned out. I lied.
I can't fucking believe you. Anyway, speaking of my teammates teasing me, y'all all figured out that Argentum and Zyra did the deed, and Sunder had to yell about it because fuck you, Sunder.
Listen, he's learning, all right?
That was last session.
That was
Oh,
last
God.
session, dog.
Oh
That
my
was
god.
last session.
I'm aging.
I'm fighting
Good as
you.
fuck.
It's true. You did age this last session. So the rest
The
of us-
funniest thing.
God saw you to laugh, say.
It's true. He was cackling. So we, after all that, we left to have the dwarves deliver the packages and mail off Argentum's manuscript. I'm sure that's all they were doing. And we, upon arriving at the post office, we found a dead Kenku holding a package. And that's what
Wahoo.
happened. I'm sorry that took a minute. A lot happened, and it's been a
A
while, so I
lot.
wanted to be thorough.
That bird has been dying for a month. Like,
Right?
yeah. It's probably
death's
dead by
door.
now.
Get these up. Okay, yeah, that's very succinct, and that's exactly what happened, guys. As a matter of fact, you do find yourselves the remainder of the party on the outside of what seems to be a very silent, still parcel delivery service. I guess you could call it a post office, but there's no formal establishment for that. It's just, deliveries here and there. It's a center for that kind of thing. But outside we have Zeph, Phoenix, Sunder, and the wall. I know, not Zeph. Zeph is on the inside. Sorry.
Zeph is with
Phoenix,
me.
Sunder, and the wall. And you are, I guess, just chilling outside. Did you guys decide to go
Yeah.
and do something else? The city is, there's an air of tension. You can kind of feel the electricity sparking in the air as people all feel like they're all rushing home. They're hurrying through their chores. They're making sure they're not outside for too long. And as the sun begins to crest high and then off into the early afternoon, what do you guys do before we get to the people on the inside?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like we did decide to do something last session.
Yeah,
I
what
don't
did you?
remember.
Yeah, I think
I
you guys
don't
were
remember.
I'm pretty sure we did. I just don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't
There it
remember what we
is.
decided on.
I also don't remember.
We didn't.
I'll
get
give you guys
saved
a.
by
You guys
Silas,
can
so-
discuss among yourselves. There's people passing in front of
Yeah.
you. There, it's
Yeah.
standard traffic on this main thoroughfare down the center main street or center street of Ifranca.
Yeah, where the notes didn't touch. It's like not my kingdom, so I don't remember. I guess
I'm
I'll.
making more notes.
Thank you. I'm reading them right now. Are there like windows in this building? Like big windows?
Yeah, there's windows in the building. Would you? They're fairly big. There's some on the first floor, and then there's like they're not necessarily a second floor, but there is like an arch that puts the two sides of the roof together into this triangle, and there's a big window in the center of that. Seems like a pretty big building.
I'm just gonna walk up to like the closest. I mean, probably like a window right beside us. So I'll just head up to the window and just and then just like squeegee it a little bit,
Okay.
and try to like look through.
You look through. It's kind of you get a early afternoon, midday glare that you have to kind of compete with. You
Just
put
to
your
see how
hand
they're
up
doing
and
there.
you look inside. Make a perception check.
A first roll of the day.
First roll of the
Let's
day,
go.
baby.
22.
Oh fuck yeah.
22. Let's go.
Okay, cool. You look inside, and yeah, you get plenty of light and everything, but you take a peek inside, and it's almost as though you're staring into a shadow. It's black. You can't see inside, which is very weird, because you'd think that it's almost as though that there is night cast on the inside. It's
And
impossible
I
to
still
see
can't
through.
see through it.
You still even can't see through it.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm gonna turn to the other two in the party and just say, yeah, you think they're gonna be all right in there? I mean, it's
Or you not able to see them?
no, I can't actually see them. That's kind of strange. It's a
Let
little
me have a
dark
look.
in there, actually. Is it closed?
Is the window closed? Oh yeah, yeah.
No,
It doesn't seem like there's
is the
even a way
door-
to open it.
Is the
Huh?
store closed? The sign, I mean.
You wouldn't really know if you, I mean, take it terrestrial 9 to 5. You would imagine that this is open, but it doesn't look like anybody's home. There's nothing. You can't even see that. I mean, your friends just walked in. You can't even see on the inside.
Huh.
But yeah, there are some to do. Scylla was gracious enough to jog your memory. Talk to Tyrael was one of your guys' objectives, because he's got a few people coming to visit him. You can go to the market district and catch up with the people who you had met there. Make sure that everything got delivered on time. You could
Yeah.
go back to the underground little bunker in the Silken Vale, and see what, if anything, Kelly and Zyra are up to. But you do remember that they said they were going to, as soon as they were done, they were going to go and start taking point down in the entrances to the Underdark, where this is all starting to happen. Set up shop, as it were, a bulwark.
Mhm. Yeah, I can't seem to see them, Sunder. But I'm sure this is a post office, right? I'm sure it's fine.
I would
Is anywhere
assume
else
that
you
they're
guys?
fine.
Yeah, anywhere else you guys wanted to go? Because I feel like they're gonna be in there probably for a while.
Mhm.
Nothing.
We could probably go to the market district and see if they get all the deliveries done. I mean,
Oh, you have a personal stake in any of them? Remember, you guys were looking for something, silk or something like that.
yeah, the silk that we're supposed to be delivering the seamstress.
And Wall's here too, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You got anywhere you want to go, Wall? Don't feel like waiting here.
I do not want to be separated from Zephyriel for too long, but perhaps we can divide and conquer our tasks.
I was gonna say we're kind of like on the clock here, right? So might be best to split the party up here. Just
Sure. If
momentarily.
that's what you guys decided to do.
For a little bit. I think that'd be fine.
Sorry, I just felt so dirty saying that.
God damn it.
I guess we can head
Okay, so
towards
you
the market
guys,
district.
you
Yeah.
guys are gonna head towards the market district.
Yeah.
Okay. It takes about 15 or so minutes. You guys remember the way. There are certain landmarks. The statue in the center of town. You take a left, down that street, follow the thoroughfare and follow the signs. Follow the carts coming in and out. The various goods are being processed, and it's easy to enter into the like several story pagoda structure that the market district is. The doors are just propped open, massive oaken doors of banded in red steel, and there are 3 to 4 floors. The fourth floor doesn't seem to be that inhabited right now, at least, and the market itself is kind of thin with visitors. Where do you guys decide to go first?
All right, it's your call, guys.
Mm. Well, I think our best bet is to probably go and deliver that spider silk, the drider silk to the seamstress. They said
You
that
guys
they
do
would-
have it, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we
Well,
do.
we have it. I thought it was like delivered by the other guys. Am I wrong?
That's what I thought too. I don't know if you.
Yeah, correct. I
It
left
was
a
delivered
note
by
and
the
everything
dwarves.
with the
Yeah, the
door.
guys.
Cool. Fantastic.
Yeah, I should deliver everything. So I guess we can just check to see if it's there, and then you can get your stuff or whatever. They owe you some stuff, right? Or maybe not. Not exactly sure.
I don't know what they owe us, but I mean, we were doing them a favor, so who knows? There might be coin involved.
Yeah, I mean,
Never know.
more coin is good.
Okay. All right.
Good
You
luck.
make your way over to the. Let me find the name of this place. Make your way over to the Gossamer Emporium. And there doesn't seem to be anyone there. The shutters are closed. Nobody's coming in or out. It looks pretty barren in the market district right now. I mean, the shutters are closed. It's dark on the inside. You can still see the clothes and everything on the mannequins, and the racks, and the wonderful bolts of silk and stuff that have been on display and everything. But it is still on the inside of the Gossamer
Bro,
Emporium.
everything is closed.
It is almost it is almost nighttime. Of course, everything is closed.
I just didn't expect it to all be so, I don't know, dark. Usually I can see pretty well in the dark.
Yeah,
Well, you
it's
can
just-
see on the
it's just-
inside, but it's still
But it
dark
seems-
and there's nothing in there.
Just the vibes been a little bit off, you know?
Mhm.
Well, let's go talk to the person at the home. I'm gonna knock on the.
You want to knock on the door?
I'm gonna open. Try to open the door first.
It's locked.
I'll just like rap on the glass.
Dunk, dunk, dunk. You wait about 10 seconds. There's no response.
While this is happening, can I look around the vicinity to see if we're like being tailed or anything?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Good idea. Make a perception check.
Give me a sec.
Ooh, nat 20, baby.
Let's go.
Oh, shit. You look around the ground
One eye
floor.
twinkles.
Yeah, the one eye twinkles. The one eye that you do have open manages to catch a couple of things. But not before finding absolutely nothing on the ground floor, looking at people, looking at humanoids that are moving about, creatures in cages and things like that. Nothing really seems suspicious in your immediate vicinity. And you almost turn back to the rest of your party, trying to suss out exactly what's going on inside the Gossamer Emporium. And something catches your eye. The eye of a crow on one of the very, very top posts of the pagoda. And this crow's feathers are catching the light in such a very strange way. It's almost as though that there's a pattern on the inside of the feathers that shouldn't be there. And it does seem to be watching you as it hops from post to post, occasionally pecking at the ground or looking around beside it and pecking at the wooden posts it jumps on. This thing is definitely staring at you and your party, and may have been following you.
Did it notice that I noticed?
With a 20, it flies away after you see it. And you guys hear that.
Oh, it's like very loud.
That bird, I think it was watching us. I figured there might have been more of those men in robes following us around because it is all everybody does in this city, but I think they are using different tactics now.
We're being spied on right now.
It is that bird that just flew, yes.
I mean, there are a lot of birds around, and they all tend to look at people.
Who is it?
So you never.
You hear from the other side of the door, muffled.
Who did you introduce yourselves, or like do you use like pseudonyms, or?
No customers today, I'm sorry.
It's your Silk Boys and what extra?
Silk? Boys, this is not my birthday.
What did you call yourselves?
You sent us to get rider silk.
You hear. Do you have it?
No, so it hasn't arrived yet.
Seems
sent
that
it.
way.
Yeah, with
w-
the delivery cart, apparently.
Oh. Okay, well. She looks unhealthy. She looks gaunt. Because the last time you saw her, she was, she's a rather portly woman. And she has since thinned a little bit, unnaturally so. And she looks very worried and stressed, and her eyes seem a little cloudy, and she looks at you with a pleading face. Come in. Opens the
Okay.
door a little bit more into the darkness.
Can I ask, like, as somebody who's never seen her before, does she look bad? Like, it's probably a
You
stark
have
difference
seen
with
people
Thunder
like
and
this
Dawn.
before, and it doesn't look like she's gonna fall over anytime soon.
Okay.
But she, the last time that all the boys who got their capes, the last time you guys saw her, she was full of life. Almost frighteningly so, almost like, aggressively so. She was full of life. But has since started to she looks worn by time or disease or something, but it looks as though she is trying to make the best of it.
Are you all right, my lady? You are looking very different.
Different.
Oh, I'm just under the weather, darlings. She sounds very out of breath. It's
Well,
tough for her to draw a breath.
If you're sick, we can come back later. I mean, the silk isn't here yet, right? So.
No. But the streets, they are no longer safe. Thank you for having the dried silk delivered. I will fetch your reward. The cape's doing you well.
Yes, it is, but is there anything we can do to help you now with your condition that you have?
I don't really know. I'm not the only one who's been feeling like this. Our neighbors, they haven't left in days.
Some kind of sickness hits you? Like, what's going on here?
Yes, it's making me fatigued. This is not the conversation for the customers. I'm sorry, I don't want to get too much into my personal life.
It might not be for the customers, but I've known you long enough, Ryla, and I've not seen you like this. You look like shit.
You talking to her, Sunder, seems to have some effect on her, and she smiles. For the first time since you've seen her today. She goes back. You promise you won't think any less of me about what I'm going to show you?
I've no reason to think less of you. Not in the slightest.
She puts a very long-fingered hand on your shoulder, and the rings on her fingers like clank together as though there's been significant like weight loss, right? She's gaunt, thin. You're a good boy, Sunder. I will be right back. And she goes. As she turns a corner, she turns the knob on an oil lamp, and the room begins to fill with a very, very soft, warm light. As it doesn't look like anything has really changed since you guys have been back, at least in the store itself. And about 2 or 3 minutes pass, and you hear shifting of what sounds to be like metal, like sheet metal, like liquid moving around. And you hear a very brief crash. Where it's okay, I'm all right. And she hobbles her way around the corner and shows you a bucket. She turns the light up on the lamp a little bit more. And inside the bucket, hold on.
It's piss.
There's shit in this bucket.
It's been nearly 4 hours. It's time to drink my own
Inside
piss.
the bucket are writhing, bulbous larvae of some kind. There is a gelatinous orb, and then on the inside there is this like black dot that's like swirling around and moving around, almost like a tadpole would in like a frog egg.
My hand reaches for my side, and I just yell, "What the hell is that?"
I don't know. They've been coming up for hours.
They've been coming up where?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. And she turns around. And you hear as 2 or 3 more wrench their way up her throat.
I take a few steps back.
You
So
just
that
hear
Sunder is in front of me.
Oh,
Team?
mm.
yeah. What do you guys do?
Team. You know her, right? You gotta say something.
Yes, and I've known Ryla for ages, but I've never seen this before. How long has this been happening?
Since midday yesterday. She manages to muscle one down. She didn't let that one win.
Did you eat anything strange, or I don't know, bit by an animal, see an animal, sniff some bad stuff?
I don't know. So many people come in and out. I could have inhaled something, been infected by someone.
Were there
There
any?
are so many new things coming into the city. It's hard to keep tabs on everything.
Were there any new customers that I don't know caught your eye in any way? Looked a
We had
little
a couple of
out of place.
we
Strange.
had a couple of gif. Yesterday, a half orc came in, get fitted. I don't do armor, and I told him to take Krillin upstairs. We had Priestess of Selune come in for tailoring job. The typical drow. There was a strange hulking man in a robe. I couldn't see much of his face, but our interaction was quite cryptic.
Cryptic how?
Yeah, what did he say to
He
you?
didn't say much. He spoke in this guttural, deep voice. He said he needed to try to silk. For what, I don't know. I told him to come back. I shook his hand. Oh no. She collapses to the floor on her knees. Why did I shake his hand?
Wall like goes to make sure she's okay.
Hold.
Yeah. It's easily enough. You managed to get her a chair, get her up on her feet. She sits down. These clothes just tenting on her body.
Careful, Wall. Don't touch her with skin.
I have to roll
Man,
something to
wearing
see if she
gloves.
remembers. Hold on. Oh yeah, I'll roll this on the table. Why not?
I am wearing
Okay.
gloves. I'm like, okay, jeez, my bad.
Are you all wearing gloves? Yeah.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
most
Imagine.
part, I haven't
Okay.
touched them.
Let's see. Ooh, shit. Okay. It had a bright red spot on where I believe his forehead would be in the darkness of his hood. Paint, a gem, scales. I am unsure. And she wrenches up 2 more, and as these come up, they make a tiny little chittering sound as they into the disgusting vortex of snot and bile in this metal bucket.
I hate to say this, guys, but can't do much here.
Did this
She looks
person
at
tell
she looks at you
anyone about-
guys like she expected something to happen. You can't do anything.
I mean, you got it from the guy when you shook his hand.
That's the only strange contact I've had in the last. I can't remember. You see, she has beaded sweat on her brow, and so much so that it doesn't look like she has bathed in a day or so. It's profuse. There's like a scaling of salt on her skin that she's just kind of existed in this weird in and out, conscious, subconscious, unconscious state for the past like 18 hours. And she doubles over. I need to. And she gets up. Fetch you a reward. She hobbles back behind the counter once more. And you see, she left the bucket.
She left the bucket.
She left the bucket. It does have some movement to it. It's hard not to notice the swirl that they have as it seems like these orbs, balls, like, what are they called? Like the jelly orb balls. You know what I'm talking about? Where you put them in the water and they suck up a bunch of moisture. It's kind of like the texture of those, right? Yeah, like those. But they
What,
seem to be moving
Orbeez?
around on their own. Orbeez, yeah, I guess they're called Orbeez. That's the branded name of them. Orbeez. Yeah, Orbeez. Just like a big old bucket of Orbeez.
But they're moving Orbeez.
They are moving Orbeez on their own. It's very strange. And there's again a very slight chittering and pecking and whining almost about these.
What color?
Ooh, okay. It's kind of hard to see in the dark of the warm light, but you especially would be very adept at picking out colors in this palette. This one, let me double check my sheet to make sure I'm gonna tell you the right color.
I no longer love Orbeez.
Good, as you shouldn't. You can choke on those things,
Riley would know.
They
You're not
are a red. They're a deep ruby. And then there's like various shades, obviously. There's one that's like fairly bright, one that's emitting a little bit of light, one that's a little dim and muddled with a little bit of like, black, kind of brackish color put in, but it's all the same shade of red, like a blood red.
So within the Orbeez, they're like different like variations.
Yeah, just a different color palette of this like red and black.
Did it look like anything familiar? Like any creatures that
Make a
maybe
history check.
People
Let's
normally see. Yeah, I'm really good at these guys. Don't worry. Oh, okay.
I mean, today you are.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you passed the DC. Okay, so you don't. These are. They seem like frog eggs. You've seen tons of frog eggs before. I mean, everybody here has seen frog eggs before, but these are ginormous frog eggs. And I mean, you've seen giant frogs before, even, but these almost seem intelligent. Not in like a bestial, carnal, primal, I need to eat, I need to hunt, I need to have babies way. Like I can read a book kind of way.
I can tell that by looking at them.
I can process concepts of you can tell by the way that they're interacting with each other and turning around and looking at the Orbeez behind them. You can tell from the way that they're bucking at the side of the bucket before reforming a vortex. You can tell by the way they're trying to get out. But yeah, they look like frog eggs.
That's great, Matt. I don't know about you guys, but this thing, your lady, this is a problem, no?
It is.
Yeah. It is.
She comes back. You hear the clank of metal as her ring hand grabs the corner of the countertop really hard, just finding purchase on something that she can like stabilize herself on, and her knee buckles a little bit, and she drops a bag of gold coins on the ground. Oh, I'm sorry. She bends down to try and pick them up and put them in this leather bag that she has. She grabs it and lifts it up to Sunder. I'm scared, Sunder. None of the clerics know what's wrong with me. This is for you. It's all I have. I don't think... She collapses. And she dry heaves. She's in a ball on the ground. I don't think I'm going to... She's still in her store.
Wall's gonna try and shake her awake. My lady, stay with us.
Make a medicine check.
Another nat 20, come on, baby. Nope.
13. You are able to get her ragged breathing back. By putting her on her back, she's able to draw breath a little bit easier.
Does anyone have anything?
Her clouded eyes dart around at you guys as if they're trying to speak to you, but she can't.
There must be something that we can do.
Wall, can you check her hands?
Yeah, I'll check her hands.
Okay, make a nature check, Wall.
Nature check.
Huh?
Oh.
But that's int.
but I'm
sorry. You shouldn't make the Wall do the int checks. Check her hand, Wall. Okay.
Okay.
10. Okay.
10.
Let me see what information you can get with the 10. I gotta check the sheet. You look at her hand, and you do see something. At the base of her palm, covered in a bandage that you peel off, is a hole about the size of maybe a dime. It's fairly large, but very shallow. It doesn't go to the bone. It just seems to go under the skin. And you notice as this follows up her arm, you see this red-black vein web go up her arm, to her bicep,
How far does it go
to
up?
her collarbone. That's as far as you can get without taking off any of her like clothes or like ripping it open, just to, like, get a good look or some sort of like biopsy or whatever. If the Wall even knows that word.
He doesn't.
Yes. Yeah, you do see this hole in her hand.
I think maybe this thing it might be the cause of it. It might be some kind of, maybe a parasite that is embedded through her hand.
I mean, how far does it go up?
Do you disrobe her? Because Wall saw that it went up to her collarbone.
It goes up to the collarbone. I don't think it is proper to see other parts.
Okay, I mean, you think it's a parasite? You can try digging it?
I do not know if I have the dexterity to do something like this.
All right, well, Sunder, how about you?
Hey.
She looks at Sunder, and her cloudy eyes dart over you, your body, and her brow furrows, and she smiles a little bit and nods.
I think I can. I can definitely check and see if I can get whatever it is out.
Well, if she means anything to you, and I'll take a dagger out of my pocket and toss it to Sunder, then you won't be seeing, you'll be doing. Because if not, and it's not a parasite, then not the reunion you hope for, I suppose.
I know, but it's worth
Alright.
a try, right?
How are you gonna do this?
I think
The only noise you hear is just her slowly, very shallow, like it's like breathing through liquid for her. It's gurgly. It's rough. She's on her last legs. You've seen this a lot. She might die soon.
and I definitely need to start checking and see if I can
Okay.
find the source of what's causing it then.
I'll have you make a medicine check this time.
Okay.
Before,
But- Yeah, go ahead.
is this for taking out the, or like trying to like operate on the character?
This is for getting any more information. I mean, if you
Okay.
tell me exactly what you're doing, and then I'll tell you what you need to roll. Sunder.
I think I want to check and see where the source of this is, and if I
Okay.
do find it, then I would like to try and extract whatever it is.
Okay, so first make a nature check.
Nature check, gotcha. Fuck, it's intelligence. I'm not smart.
I'm sorry, that's what it
Oh,
is.
it's the dumb team.
Understandable. We're all stupid. It's fine.
We're the dumb team.
The smart ones are at the fucking post office.
Shrouded by a
Smart ones are at the fucking
Shrouded
post
in
office.
dark.
Give me something to punch.
All right, I'm fucking here. Yeah, nah, dog.
You are so distracted by one of your local friends that you've known for almost a decade is in a state that you have never laid eyes on her like before. This is completely the opposite, the antithesis of everything you know about Ryla is just this husk on the floor. And you're just so distracted you can't bring yourself to touch her or look at her or help her.
What are you doing, Sunder?
I don't know if I can.
Can what?
I don't know if I can help.
You see one of her thin, not knuckled fingers rise from the floor as she points at you with a shaky finger, Sunder, and curls it as though she wants you to listen to something that she has to say.
What does she mean to you, Sunder? Because if she means nothing, then you just stop here.
She means a lot. More than most people in this town. But if I were to make a wrong move and I'm the cause of her death, then I'll never be able to forgive myself.
So you rather let her die on the floor? By herself?
No. I'd rather do what I'm able to.
She speaks.
What the fuck?
Sounded like she said sloppy, swanny, slotty.
Is there a way that I can try and decipher what Ryland just said?
Probably, but it would probably have to be another intelligence check.
Yeah. I mean, maybe this time.
Make a straight intelligence check.
Variance, right?
Okay. All right. Straight intelligence.
Multiple choice.
This time you rolled the 3. Next time you roll a 30.
19.
Let's go! It's a nat 20!
That's 20 points. I have a -1 modifier.
Variant.
It
Let's go,
took
baby.
you. It took you away seeing her like this. Your mind left you for minutes at a time. Seeing her on the floor, seeing her trying to get back to her desk, seeing her try to make good on the promise to you guys, even though she hasn't received the material yet. And you suddenly remember with that word, you've seen these creatures before. You know what this is. Thunder, let's go into whispers.
Oh boy. All right.
Oh
here we go.
my god.
BRB.
Well,
Oh my fucking god. Bro, what the fuck?
I hope you like the post office after this.
I'm
You're
sure
next, buddy.
it's such a good time. I'm sure I won't cry at all. I'm sure it'll be great. Such a fun time. Just me and little Ray hanging out. Good time.
You guys
Dude,
enjoying yourselves?
This has been so wretched. I started getting actual hunger pains.
Oh,
Should have eaten a burger like me.
I had applesauce and coffee. That's been my sustenance.
Just for today?
No. What did I
Oh.
eat today? I'm sure I ate something.
Thank God.
No,
Scared
I
the
ate
shit
more
out of
than
me.
that. No, I ate more than that. I'm just garbage at eating most of the time.
Dude.
What the fuck?
Right.
though?
I don't know. He went into whispers and I like shouted. I want to know what they said.
Yeah, I want to know what they said too.
Fucking shivering, bro.
Oh,
Poor Rylan.
Dude. Poor Ryla.
You guys really need a healer, huh?
Well, you know, we also need like somebody who can
I'm
read.
sorry that I stole Grizz. I'm
I think it's
sorry.
amazing that the two guys we need for this situation are not here.
I know. Ain't that how it be?
History checks, nature check. I'm like, well, we're
Mhm.
so boned.
Okay.
Anybody who has high intelligence in this place?
We're just normal
Everybody.
men.
Going back to post office.
Oh goodness.
Okay. Yes, Thunder, you know exactly what this is. You've seen something like it before.
Oh, fun. Okay. And I'm able to do with this information whatever, correct?
With the information I gave you, you can, share it with whoever you want.
Sick. Okay. I know what this is.
You do?
Yeah, these creatures are mostly found in the Underdark. Just why are they up here?
Okay, I mean, you can parse that later. Can you?
Yeah.
Can you beat it?
Not by most means. These things are controlled by something else. They reproduce at a very rapid rate. The ones that are in the bucket, usually these things are only tossed out if they're rejected. Meaning, there's definitely some non-rejected ones inside of Ryla, and they're reproducing at a rapid rate.
You see Ryla's eyes widen at her for the first time, hearing this information. And she holds her stomach, breathes very shallow, and you see the panic in her eyes. She thought maybe she could be healed, maybe with, just I'll drink a lot of water and take a lot of rest, that kind of thing, right? She's realizing her own mortality right now, and she can't even vocalize it.
So what?
The
That's it?
only thing we can really do is find who's controlling these things. I mean, we can definitely try and see if we can remove them, but it's going to be very risky.
She raises, with what little strength she has left, her hand as the rings jingle around with her shaking finger, and she points to the half-empty bag of coins strewn on the ground and looks at you and grabs your pants and pulls herself towards you. Take it. Go. Leave me. You can't help.
We're not gonna leave you, Ryla. I'm not leaving you here to be on your own.
She looks at you with tears forming in her eyes. Well, you guys decide what you're gonna do. We're gonna go back to Argentum and Zeph in the post office.
Yay!
Yippee!
Yippee!
Fuck.
So, Zeph and Argentum, you guys are in the interior of what looks like a post office slash kind of like library. There are books that are strewn about on the ground. It looks like there has been a tussle. You know, there has been some combat or, you know, a physical disagreement here that started at the front of the post office and meandered its way to the very back. And you see in front of you, from where you guys are, this light coming down from a window that is in the wall, pretty high up, maybe about 10 feet up. And it is framing almost in like a Renaissance manner. Very beautiful, if you could even call it that. It's very well framed, very well put together. This dead Kenku who is laying sprawled on a pile of books and papers, with one wing grasping onto a package, and his mouth is open, his tongue is out. It's theatrical. But yeah, that's what you guys see right now. There is nobody else that you can hear here. There is a room behind you guys, and there are various stacks of books. Probably 3 or 4 different stacks, like aisles. By stacks, I mean aisles, like these shelves that go up maybe 10, 15 feet. And then there's the front counter, and in the middle of this post office, there is a 10-foot statue of a Kenku. Looks to be some sort of like mascot or you know, like a representational character of this delivery service. But yeah, that's what you guys see.
So even though Ray can't see it, did we kind of already like establish that I know that there's a dead bird?
I figured that Argentum would have kind of
Yeah,
relayed that information
And you
in
made
the
sure it's
the
invisible?
month that we were off.
Yeah, no, absolutely would have relayed the information. We are still mind linked because it has not been an hour, and we would still be invisible as well.
Okay. Argentum, I'm hurt. You set this up, didn't you? You're trying to frame me for
fucking
murder.
Oh my goodness, this is not the time. Argentum is
It's the
going
wrong
to.
time
Oh my goodness.
to be betrayed.
I hate
Just when we
you.
were getting to know one another.
Argentum is going to ignore Ray and
Aw.
rush over to the Kenku.
I love Ray so much.
You dramatic bitch.
You rushed over to the Kenku, yeah?
Yeah, they are rushing over to the Kenku and immediately checking for wounds, seeing like how they might have been killed. First and foremost. That's
Okay,
their
make an
first
investigation
course of
check,
action.
please.
You got it, Buckaroo. I
And
keep
your specialty.
double clicking. It
Ooh,
would have been
okay,
the 8.
cool.
It would have been the 8 because I double
The
clicked
8?
like a
Oh,
fool.
okay, cool, cool.
Fantasy ground.
So with an 8, let me get to the paper. So with an 8, you see that this. Do you touch him?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you go in to touch him, to kind of move his wings out of the way,
Whatever you do,
get
don't
at this
touch the
package,
body.
you do so.
Yup.
And your
I-
hand goes through the feathers and touches a book at the back. And it's only when you touch the book that your brain makes that connection. Oh, there is a shimmer about this body, about this package, about everything that isn't the books. This Kenku is an illusion. It's not going away. This is false. You wave your hand through the entire thing, and wisps of magical particulate fly all about the place and then eventually return back into the Kenku. You can't manipulate this.
Zephyriel, it is not a real body.
Classic excuse when you've been caught.
It is an illusion. And while they're speaking, they're going to grab the package. And is there anything written on it? Like, is it addressed to anyone?
This is a brown paper package, bound up with two different sections, I guess, of twine, very thick, rough-hewn twine. And on the package itself, it's completely blank. It is a square, right? It is just a cube. There's nothing there. Completely blank. It is a physical package, though. And as you pick it up, it's deceptively light.
What would be the purpose of a fake dead body?
I do not know. A lure of some kind.
Both of you guys make a wisdom saving throw.
I think I'm about to find out.
I gotta double check because I think I have advantage. Yeah, I have advantage on wisdom saving throws. Let's go, baby.
Must be nice.
It is actually
10.
I rolled a 10.
18.
And an 18. Both fail.
What? Stop!
Goodbye.
Stop, DM! No!
No
You
fucking way.
see out the window that was framing this wonderfully artistic, almost murder scene, quote unquote, the light on the outside vanishes. And it is black. The only light on the inside of this post office are the 4 or 5 different oil lanterns that have been really curiously maintained. I don't think you guys are in Kansas anymore.
The moment it goes dark and the light goes out, if Zephyriel is like next to Argentum, he would feel them just stiffen, like almost like
What's
a
happening?
phobia, like fear response. The light that was coming in from above, it went out. I do not know what is going on.
You look around, Argentum, at all the windows, and out the front window, you kind of peer down one of the stacks and see down that window. It's also black on the outside. But on the walls, both of you can hear on the outside as though feet or fists or darts or daggers or something is being pelting the outside of this building, and then it starts to slow down, and then you hear it every now and again, but it's a little bit duller and more consistent.
All right, here's what I need you to do. What can you see?
There are lights in the room. The windows are dark. And just what is around us that I've described before.
Okay. Remember, we are invisible, which gives us an advantage. Nothing can see us.
We do
So-
not know that.
I'm going to use.
You hear? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going to use Divine Sense.
Okay.
Which will give me a ping of anything that is celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet, or anything affected
Within
by the
60
hollow
feet?
spell.
Okay. So, you this wave of energy you feel emanate from you as you have a sight that goes further than normal. You have this ping around you that you slowly, is normally this vague gray blackness. As it hits the walls, you're blinded, almost flashbanged. You are surrounded by fiends.
Would I? Fuck, dude. So, we're going to have a field trip today.
You're damn right.
Oh.
And from around the corner, walking in, very casually, holding a book. You can't quite see it in this darkness. Is Veyron.
Oh no, dude.
And he begins walking up to both of you. Well, welcome to the Demon Web Pit. My home. Glad to have you. And he grabs one of the chairs and he sits down. So, we have a lot to talk about.
Demon Web Pit?
Demon Web Pits.
Is it like a group of bards?
Stupid.
Could I try to cast cantrip light on
Sure.
something that Argentum is wearing? Maybe like a wrist accessory or their book pouch or something.
Sure. What would you like to cast it on? You can cast it on pretty much anything, right?
Just something near them.
They have like a little book pouch. Please don't cast it on their glasses. I feel like that wouldn't do
that wouldn't be very smart.
Injury.
right?
You can't see how dark it is. Anyways, yeah, I'll try to cast light and see if it glows.
Okay. Yeah, it does. It glows. Ah. Yes, more white light. That should be fine.
You
It's better
prefer
for
a different color?
reading. No, it's fine. It's up to you. You're not leaving. You see a more healthy, virile, lively Veyron Argentum in front of you. He's dressed to the nines, honestly. He has his trench coat, his myriad buckles, which are used to hold the eye of Lolth that is at his side, the eye of his dead and buried mother that is hanging at his hip.
That's kind of hot, man.
Both of his, yeah, I know, right?
Alright,
Both of his daggers are
Your
sheathed
hand.
at his waist, and he sits there cross-legged with a book in his lap, and he looks at you, Argentum, and says, "Do you want to play a game?"
As long as it's multiplayer.
Oh, very much so.
What kind of game do you have in mind?
The one we've been playing for the past week. And he gets venomous. You, all of you, and he has this wicked smile that curls around his high cheekbones. You and your roving band of miscreants, you honored guests, have stepped on my toes for long enough, and it's grown tiresome. Not that you're doing it, of course not. This happens to me all the time. It's just that you lack tact, power, skill, cooperation, and honesty. Frankly, that might kill you well before I get the pleasure to. So, if you want to play a game, you want to interfere with my plan 1 millennia in the making, and as he speaks, you hear on the outside of the building then please. I love a challenge.
If I may interject,
You may.
how could we interfere with a plan? We don't even know what it is. If anything, you interfered with mine. My own, day to day.
All we did was come to Ivbranca for our own personal goals. I just came to understand a murder. That is all.
And what better way to lure in mystery author than with a murder? Got you fairly deep back in this building with no way out. And if you do leave, you die. A game. And when I play a game, me, Veyron, I play to win. And yes, Zephyriel, of course, I will very much meddle in your life too. As a matter of fact, and Argentum, you see his mask turn into a pair of bifocals as he opens up this book that in the warm, dim light you're able to see is bound in skin, but the skin still has some hair on it, and it almost looks human. Almost. When you play a game, you need to know who your opponents are. I do my research. Immortals, as well as some celestials, are very well documented. Especially in the Nine Hells. So I took a day trip, and he starts to turn the pages, and as he does, the lights go out. And light begins to emanate from not only your light spell, but from the book itself. This hellish red and black miasma begins to fill the room, so much so you can almost smell it, Zeph. The scent of death and sulfur, decay and marrow, and it's sickening. But Veyron takes a deep breath and says, "The Nine Hells, the city of Dis, 99th pit of the Death Ward. Yashtal, the head docent, he knows me very well, and I greased his palms with a little bit of phoenix yolk to seal the deal. And I got what I needed." And he holds up this book. Got exactly what I needed. Argentum, or there it is. A, first in the book. Argentum, or Arkadrailan. You little liar.
I do not know of what you speak.
Of course you do.
Are we still mind linked?
Mm-hmm.
Could I briefly just quickly say something in their mind?
Sure, yeah.
Do not show your weakness. I am out of energy and so very exhausted. But this is a very key moment to put on the bravest face you can.
Arkadrailan. Do you remember this name? Or has it been so long and so many lies that it's impossible to keep your story straight?
After Zephyriel speaks in their mind, Argentum will take a breath and will calm a bit. No, I remember. There is no way I could ever forget.
Of course. It's funny. Whenever I first meet someone, I always try and poke around in their mind just to see what they think about me. I care too much what people think about me, and it's strange. Rarely do I enter someone's mind and see something that I did not expect. Company. That jogged my mind. That made me think. Dangerous thoughts. So I went and gathered this. This is what I'm going to control every single one of you with. And he like rubs the back of the spine of the book and looks at it longingly and said, "Do you know what this is, Argentum? Your smart cookie?"
Do I?
Roll a history check.
You got it. Make sure. Okay. Make sure I wasn't still on advantage.
Smart cookies.
That's a 7, buddy.
Oh. He doesn't even need to know or hear you say it. Oh, don't teach you this sort of thing in Candlekeep. This is the Book of Names and Lives, bound in mortal flesh, but it has eyes that see even to the lower tier celestial. Guarded, of course, by the librarian on the 99th Death Ward. Ministry of Mortal Relations, City of Dis. I had to do a day trip for this. You took time out of my schedule. This
Well.
book contains the lives of souls. Humans, orcs, elves, drow, what have you. Chronicles their accomplishments and failures, but only after they die. How do you think I know about you? How do you think I know about you? Oh, this game is just too much fun. You hear on the outside of the building.
Classic Veyron, didn't have enough power on your own. You had to borrow it from someone else.
My
You
lord.
got a mouth on you for someone without sight.
is
Yes. Think,
strange.
Argentum.
I have never died.
No, but your parents
Oh.
did. There it is! Your parents died! That's whose entry I'm reading right now.
They did not. They were taken. They did not die. My people did not die.
Oh, I'm sorry to inform you that one of them did indeed die. I apologize for having to be the bearer of bad news, as much as I enjoy it.
Who then? Which one?
He closes the book, stands up, and as he walks over to you, it seems as though he grows in size just enough to be a little bit taller than you. Are you sure you want to know this?
Are we ever really sure about anything? Even you, a god. Are you truly sure about everything that you do?
Yes. Yes, I am. I'm quite sure. That's why we screw with mortals. It's nice to have free will, but it's even better to get to screw with it. Are you sure you want to know? Arkart.
I might as well get some answers about that day.
He leans down to your ear and says, I'm not telling you unless you do something for me. I know everything about that night. Who they were, what they did, why they did it. I am writing your mystery novel now. So no, you don't get to know. Do you know what game you're playing now?
I see.
I don't.
And you, Zephyriel. Hold on, let me scroll to the, yes. The E's. No. You know what? Here, he waves his hand, and from the Eye of Lolth becomes this purple-pink mist that begins to fill the room.
Uh-huh.
And it slips underneath of your mask. And as you blink, you can see light coming through your mask. Rays of pink and purple begin to pierce your corneas for the first time in over a decade. You can see something.
I close my eyes.
Are you sure? You're going to make Argentum watch?
I close my eyes.
Fine. I'll read it to you. And as he is reading this, you see this manifested in vivid, otherworldly accurate detail in front of you, around you. You are transported to a time and space that exists only in this room, but is so real you could swear you were there right as it happened, Argentum. It's just like you remember, Zephyriel. You hear the turn of a page. Everything was cast in gold. The same filigree you grew up running your hands along as you frolicked down the hallway. Soft, wistful cheers and chants echoing from down the corridor of a meal that our protagonist is not attending. No doubt after a hard day of training. Esray was eating dinner when he died. Enjoyed a sunbeast stew, alone in his room poring over a book on Celestials. One of his last thoughts was about seeing a fish someday on the material plane, a real one. His very last thought was where you went, where you could have gone, why you sent this assassin after him. After all you had done to manipulate him as a child, this was it. This was your end goal. This is why you left. You see, a boy couldn't be 19, 20, maybe early 20s, Argentum, doing exactly that. Sitting at a gold wrought desk in a corridor with gold filigree, light from somewhere dappling through a window. Over these pages, you can read the book he is reading. Yes, it is indeed about upper celestials, how to become a planetar, how to become a solar, how to rise in the ranks of the good and lawful. And you also see, appearing in purple and pink mist behind him, a Saladrin, or a hand of Lolth, putting a dagger to his throat and pulling. As he falls, brown, curly hair, face first into the book he was so absorbed in. His sunbeast stew is untouched. He closes the book. The lights come back. The purple mist absorbs back into the eye of his mother. And he goes up to Zephyriel. And you feel this, you feel this presence. You could feel this presence 20, 30 feet away. You especially feel the presence of the Eye of Lolth that is just, hanging loose at his side. And he looks at you through your mask, through your closed eyes. You feel him inside your brain. As Argentum, you see him take his mask off. But you don't see any eyeballs. It is just a mass of scar. And he looks at Zeph and says, "She took my sight too. We are not so different, Zeph. Our ideals, our end goals, they are similar, if not the same.
I offer you the chance to make them real. You
Don't you
leave.
think you should have led with that? Before deceiving or attempting to deceive me on the death of an old friend?
I'm a drow. That's what I do. Besides, I'm trying very hard to make you understand the gravity of this situation that you have found yourself in. That you have stolen, lied, cheated, manipulated, and otherwise been a truly evil person to be in. I'm offering you redemption. I'm offering you the chance to possibly bring Ezra back.
You really expect me to believe a hand of Loth infiltrated the celestial realm and passed the planetars that lead over? Asinine. But I suppose it makes sense for you to overcompensate with the cord of fear I struck on you recently.
His face turns into a scowl. He turns around and walks over back toward his chair. And there is no deal to be made between either one of you. I could just release all of this information, Argentum. Everyone's favorite author is a sham. Everyone's favorite author has trauma. Why didn't they write about that?
Because there are stories that are more interesting. And I do not think using a pen name is out of the ordinary. Many authors do it. You mentioned Candlekeep. I can almost assure you that there are books within the Candlekeep library that have false names for the authors. And as for what you are offering, I will admit it is tempting to finally know. However, I do need to know what you are asking of me, if I am even to consider.
Finally, somebody with some sense. The offer is leave. Take everyone. Your party, your whatever. Egress from Ivbronca and Lolthlorian, and the secrets say secrets. As a matter of fact, give you something to ride on here. One of your party members is actually a... Oh, you know what? I think I'll just keep that my secret.
Let me guess, it is the false one.
That's... I can't... Okay. Okay, fine.
You
Doesn't seem
gave
like I'm gonna be
everybody
getting anything out of you.
nicknames.
They were misleading.
No, mine was pretty spot on, actually.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
You still haven't elaborated on why, and what your plan actually is. How are our ideals so similar?
Do you think I'd just tell you my plan? Just like that? So you guys go back to your cadre of people and decide how to best deal with me? No. I'm the one with the power here. Me. I am.
Right.
Sure.
And that's why you need to make a deal with us in the first place.
It is. Because you're better useful to me alive than dead, which I can do right now. But I won't.
Can you?
Okay. That's fine. No worries, obviously. You just made a move on a board in a game that you don't even know how to play.
Lord Veyron,
He looks at you. He's masked back on, his false eyes intact.
you mentioned that secrets would be our undoing, yes?
Yes.
Well, let me get the ball rolling on dismantling that belief of yours.
Please. I have all the time in the world down here.
Argentum will turn to Zephyrael.
What he says is true. My name is not truly Argentum Realis. I am... You may have noticed I am strange. I'm not an ordinary human. I've never told anyone this before, save for my family.
That's... No. No. That's not how this is supposed to go. That is...
Zephyrael.
No.
I am a Kalashtar.
Veyron looks pissed. No. I have the book. I have the...
He vanishes in a mist of shadow and hatred as the light fades back into the room from the front, the side, and the back. It's about 5 p.m. in Ivbranca right now. You see the sun starting to crest in. You hear the boats on the outside coming into more.
He showed his hand.
What is that?
What?
A lost heart?
Honestly, I had assumed you'd found me out.
DM, can I roll? Do I know what that is?
Yeah, sure, of course. You can roll a history check if you want. Oof. Unfortunate. You may have heard like in a storybook or in a very dense like either religious text or just historical text the name like of the species, but there are a million species that have similar pronunciations and things like that, so it's kind of faded to fuzz in the background, but you've heard the name before or it sounds familiar.
Why is this such a burdensome secret?
It comes with, well, as many folks, the truth comes with a lot of baggage. And
They're saying all of this in your mind, almost as if they can't bring themselves to speak verbally.
It is for my own safety that I've not told anyone. Kalashtar are, we are beings of old, in a way. Long ago, I suppose it is story time. Long ago, beings of the plane of dreams, the quarry or quarai, depending on pronunciation, I've heard it multiple ways. A faction. The quarry were evil. for the most part, but a faction of them did not agree with the ways of their people, and they found a way to flee the plane of dreams. They made an agreement with monks far from here, and they merged themselves in a spirit form with those monks, and became two-souled beings. And over time, they spread out to Veyron, Lolthlorian, I suppose. I do not know if there are any of my kind here. And as they had children, the souls diminished. In a way, they could no longer hear the voices of the souls they had merged with. Save for me. And when I was very little, my people were taken from me. They were swept away by something, I do not know what. Something protected me that day. A darkness. I cannot explain it. But I do not know. I don't know where my people are. I do not know what happened. But that is what I am. And I would greatly appreciate it if you would not tell anyone all of that. I will tell the others in my own time. And please do not tell anyone my true name. Please.
I've already forgotten it.
I cannot tell if you are joking. But thank you.
Argent, we have stuff in common, which surprises me. And so I don't care what you are. What you did showed tremendous strength and pissed Veyron off, and for that, thank you. Let's get out of here.
Yes, I would like that.
You guys hear the settling of the wood of the building, the light rustle of paper, the smell of books. And we will cut back over to the wall, Phoenix and Sunder, attempting to deal with Ryla. Have you guys decided what you guys are going to do? She still sits there, haggard, malnourished, or nourishing something that's not her.
Well,
Her breath is shorter now.
we're running
It's-
out of time.
We
So what are you gonna do?
I think my best bet is to try and extract. It is going to be quite dangerous because this specific thing is not exactly physically extracted. Usually you would have a cleric or someone who has very specific herbal remedies.
She whinges and reaches for the bucket.
but it is not in time. And one of the eggs comes out and rolls down her neck and on the floor and bounces away.
At this point, Phoenix is getting a little, almost like impatient. His like foot is a little jittering, and he says, "Again. So, Sunder, who is she to you?"
Ryla is someone who's looked after me on many occasions. Her and Krillin, both, are very, very close to me. Almost as close as I am with Kelly. And if extracting these things is what I need to do, then I'm going to do it. I just wished there would have been an easier way. One less painful. And Sunder is going to get down on his knees, and he is going to try and extract what is causing
Ryla
this.
grabs your sleeve, looks at you, and with as much resolution as she can, stiffens her upper lip and nods at you before letting go and staring at the ceiling.
I'll try to make it as painless as possible.
She just keeps
And-
very slightly nodding.
And
Sunder,
I will...
if she means that much to you, she sounds like almost a mother.
Yeah. It's like the mother I never had.
And I will, like you see on Phoenix's face, his face is like has been motionless this whole time, but now his lips curl down into almost like too deep of a frown. Do it then. Have no regrets.
Sunder will take a very deep breath, and he will start cutting to try and extract what is inside.
Okay, where do you start?
I think it's best to start with the entry point of the hand.
The hand?
Let's see.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm going to have you make a series of dexterity checks. Okay?
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. So make a sleight of hand check first.
Hold on. Do I have a chance to do something here? Like do I
Yeah,
have
you
an
can
action?
do something. What would you like to do to help?
I will say, for once, I actually feel for you, Bluey. I will help you. And I will take a dagger out, and I'm going to jam it towards my own leg.
Oh.
And I will make the roll. I mean, I'm gonna let it hit me.
Sure.
So, it's like /roll 1d20.
Yeah, this is
This might be so jank, but I let it hit me. It hits me anyway. It's all good. And I'm gonna use my own reaction to cast silvery barbs on myself.
okay.
I'm gonna give advantage to Thunder.
Okay. Yeah,
Heyo.
I'll allow that. That's great. Sure.
And
So now you have advantage of on the sleight of hand check. How does this look in this dimly lit garment store?
Hmm. How does this look? I feel like Sunder will take Ryla's hand and slowly but precisely try to flay the skin around the wound.
Okay. So you do so. You grab her hand, and you still feel that the skin is thin and it's cold, but you do still feel a fairly steady pulse as the blade enters the wound, and you draw it down around the wound just to make sure you're excavating properly. Make a sleight of hand check.
Got you.
While this is happening,
Mm.
Wall's looking around for like a wooden spool or something that you would have like threads on.
Oh, yeah, they're everywhere. They're on display. So you managed to grab one.
You have
He'll
advantage on this
grab
roll.
one
Oh, wait, sorry.
and
roll again.
he'll like remove like the thread from it, so it's just the spool.
Sure.
And he'll offer it to like he'll like have it like in front of Zyra's mouth and say, "This might be painful, so you might want to bite into this, so you don't bite through your tongue."
She's able to, almost as though it's made of cardboard, just kind of open her mouth and flies down on it. And she nods to you and thanks. So you took 7 piercing damage, Leju, from your self-inflicted silvery barbs.
Mhm.
And usually you got a 12 with advantage.
Mhm.
Okay. You were able to find the wound itself. It's this almost scabbed over. It kind of looks like it's an exit point or something like that rather than an entry point. But you carve it down, and you feel in your hand, you feel her pulse quicken, and you hear the wood start to splinter in her mouth as she bites down. She doesn't scream. She just blinks away the tears and lets you keep going. Okay, now I'm gonna have you make a just straight up dex check, no advantage. Get the rest of the way
Gotcha.
there. 14. You follow it with the knife up to a point, and then about at her elbow, you feel a knot as you kind of prod and poke with your thumb, and you're able to move this knot. And you move it down the forearm, you push it down the channel that you have made, and it's pushing back against you. And her frail, feeble arm in your hand feels like a toy made of dowels, almost. It's very fragile. But I'm gonna have you make one last sleight of hand check.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna do it again.
Oh yeah, okay.
All right.
I assume this is taking 6 seconds, so
Oh yeah, this takes about 6 seconds.
this is it,
Not
man.
not more.
Blood for blood.
Okay, another 7. Take 14 points of piercing damage in total. All right, Juzo, roll this sleight of hand check with advantage.
14.
14.
19.
19? Almost of a sudden, this tennis ball sized knot, once it comes out, it starts to grow in size a little bit. And it hits the counter that's in front of you guys. And it rolls behind the counter, almost as though it's trying to get away.
Wall's gonna go after it.
Okay.
I was just about to suggest that.
All right. Make a, I guess, make a sleight of hand check to try and grab this thing. It's slippery.
Can I just swing at it
Oh,
with
yeah.
my glaive?
Yeah, sure. You can make an attack too. That's fine. 19. Fuck yeah. It starts to like split apart. The red becomes black and it shrivels up, becomes liquid, and it fuses through the wooden slats of the garment store into the basement.
I hope that was enough to kill it.
Maybe
The
find
dowel
the others
in-
or something.
Oh yeah, you're holy shit.
You're in desperate need. Wall, if you could go and fetch Zeph and Argentum, that would be wonderful.
He doesn't respond. He's already just going out the door.
Okay. The wall leaves. You hear the bell of the garment store ring as he exits, and you hear his footsteps fade off into the town square, and then eventually to Argentum and Zeph, is there anything else you guys would like to do before we cut back to them?
I would like to try and, bandage up
Yeah,
Felix's wounds.
of course. There's myriad linen, silk cloth bandages all over. Make a medicine check.
Hold on, I'm gonna stop him.
Oh.
Her, me before her? Are you a dumbass or what?
Well, you're bleeding out a lot more than she is. So, you gonna accept the help or not? Because you helped me.
I fucking hate you. I'll rip the
Right
dagger
back
out
at
of my
you, little
leg.
boy.
Okay.
I'll grab some cloth and try to patch up the wound.
Yeah, you
Set
grab
up
a
the
pink
wound
nightgown
protector.
that's to your left and you rip a
Just
piece
pink.
off,
Okay.
enough to wrap around her arm. There's some probably going to need a little bit of aftercare, maybe some stitches or something like that. But for right now, did you make a medicine check?
I am now.
Okay.
This is 7.
It might hold. You're not
Okay.
entirely sure. You have zero confidence in this, but it's something, and it's better than what she had before. And it doesn't look like there's anything else inside of her because her breathing begins to steady a little bit, and
Mhm.
she looks at you, and for the first time here, she smiles. Shows a little bit of teeth even, and maybe, just maybe near the end, not sure if it's a cough or just a light chuckle, but she's in much better spirits. All right, and now we will cut to Argentum and Zev on the, I guess, the outside now of the post office. Did you guys, yeah,
Was that package that Argentum picked up real?
yeah, it was a real package.
Straighten up and clean your face before they come back. And what was in that thing? I heard you pick something up.
Right. Right, yes.
They'll just like wipe their, they'll take off their glasses and like wipe their sleeve on their eyes and just kind of
Oh,
get themselves together. Yes, I found a package. Just quite illegal to open somebody else's mail, but after what we've been through, I suppose when in Branca, they will start opening the package.
okay. Takes some doing. It's pretty well put together. You cut off the twine, you lift the flaps on the brown paper that is surrounding it, and you open it up, and on the inside it's this thin wood. It's this thin, unrefined wood. It's almost like balsa wood box, and there is a brass lock on the front, and that's about it. It's maybe let's see, about six inches cubed, so 6 by 6 by 6. And yeah, it feels deceptively light.
Huh. It is a locked wooden box.
It didn't come with a key.
Does not appear so, but I feel we have friends in strong places who could probably bust this open.
Speaking of friends in strong places, you hear your combined thud and slap of like mud on his boots as he's coming up towards you. It is the wall, easy to see. There's very few people in the streets at this point on the night. It's the sun is beginning to set fully, and the wall comes up to you guys and slows to a stop.
Wall! Where did you all go?
We went to Lady Zyra's place, but your assistance is requested. A lot has happened.
Lead the way.
Following.
Is she in danger still?
I think maybe the worst has passed, but something happened and we had to remove something from her body.
Oh, yeah, well, something happened inside the post office as well, so it looks like we'll both have stories to share.
But Phoenix is in need of attention as well. He has cut himself a few times.
I will ask questions later. We should move. We should go.
Yeah.
You do so. You guys kind of stand out on the crowd as you move towards the market district. Again, Wall knows exactly where he's going. He's able to follow his own footsteps in the mud as you guys make it back towards the exterior of Ryla's Gossamer Emporium.
What's the sight we see? Or
on the inside, yeah, you guys. You're not much.
What do we see?
The wall.
What's going on?
Do you go inside? I imagine you let anybody in and stuff. Okay, cool. You all enter the Gossamer Emporium, and laying on the floor next to what I imagine to be a couple pints of blood is a emaciated, almost older-looking, thin, frail, flabby Ryla with a very small smile on her face, and it looks like it looks like exactly what we described. Sunder seems to have ripped some clothing from next to him and tied it around her forearm. There is a bucket of mucoid creatures or something, some weird orbs that are riling around in this metal bucket. There is a bag of a half-empty bag of gold coins on the floor in front of Ryla. And Phoenix is nursing a wound on your calf.
Yeah. There's like where it's bandaged, you can see it's like the spots in the stab wounds like across the leg are like both like oozing out onto the dress.
Yeah, and that's what you see.
Lead my hands to Ryla.
Wall does so.
I'm going to use about, we'll say, 15 points of lay on hands, and when using 5 HP with lay on hands, it'll cure a disease or neutralize a poison. So just in case that there's still some sort of lingering poison or disease within her, should cure it about 3 times over.
Okay. Yeah. How much lay on hands was it?
15 out of 20.
15. Yeah, she's not quite back to where you've seen her last, but she's repaired and healed enough to be able to sit up. The silk bandage that you have put together for her, Sunder, begins to fall away as you see just scarring down her forearm and a pretty wide gash that looks a little like webbed and haggard, but magically put back together. She's able to sit up, but she quickly... I need a minute. And she turns to you, Zeph, and grabs you by the lapel and pulls you close and then kisses you on the cheek.
Not necessary. Phoenix, where are you?
I'm here.
All right, I follow this voice and clap my hands together as if praying. Take a deep breath, and then like a very soft, warm light begins to emanate from underneath them. I hate doing this. And then I put my hands on you and use healing hands for 2d4. And then at the same time, I'll give you the 5 points of lay on hands as well. So you get 10 points total.
Yo, 10.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
I'm so healthy.
You're so fucking healthy, dude. Oh my goodness.
You hear a
Alright.
knock at the door.
Who?
I will get it.
Cool.
You open the door.
Yeah, they'll go to the door and they'll like crack it open, like just their face peeking out.
Ryla? It's Krillin. You okay in there? You see this bald man covered in soot. He's got a bit of a leather worker's or a steel worker's apron on with a bunch of tools on the inside. and he has in his hand a like a steel cylinder. He says, "Is Ryla in? What
Could
are
I
you doing
divine
here?"
sense- Sorry.
You can divine sense, sure.
Yeah, same thing. CCP. Just celestials, fiends, undead. I don't trust him.
You have a faint glow from the bucket of churning mucus, but that's about it.
Gotcha.
She is in, and she's alive.
I brought her some
Come in.
soup.
I do not know if she is well enough to eat, but sorry, Argentum, pleasure.
Krillin, nice to meet you. You were tooling around with the Goliath that we saw a few days ago.
Yes,
Wait.
we're all in.
He tries to look inside.
They'll-
Sonder.
They'll let him in.
Oh my
Krillin.
God, what happened? Ryla! And he goes and rushes to Ryla. Tries to help her up, but she sits. Just let me be, Krillin. I think I will be okay. Do you want the soup? Yes, just put the soup on the counter. He does so. Wow. So what happened?
My question as well. Did you stab yourself, Phoenix?
Yeah, what happened to you? Where have you guys been?
We came to deliver some drider silk to Lady Ryla, as they were in need of it for something. I don't quite remember what.
The dwarves are actually on their way down behind me. Doesn't seem like I was gonna take the delivery for her. She wasn't feeling up to it. But she definitely, and she interrupts. Thank you for getting what I needed. Saving it from the goblins. I trust you weren't injured in the process.
Well, not quite, but a few bumps and scratches on the way.
Yes. As long as you're alive.
Well,
Here.
I am.
And she crawls on the floor to grab this bag of gold, but she takes out about 200 value of gold and puts it in one of her pockets on her dress that she has on and gives it to Sunder. This is for the silk. I gotta roll a perception check for Krillin. Hold on.
Nice.
7. Great.
Hey.
Okay.
Krillin don't know shit.
You do see Krillin staring at the wall's glaive, wincing a little bit, or squinting a little bit, looking at your sword wall. It's nothing. I'll go intercept the dwarves and I'll bring the silk in myself. Stay off your feet. Okay, Ryla. Can't have you falling over breaking a hip. I'll be right back. Krillin leaves. Ryla starts to stand.
Wall seems like he's gonna follow Krillin out, but then he stops himself, and then attends to Ryla.
Sure. Yeah. And with everybody's help, she manages to stand up and braces herself on the counter and says, well, I open tomorrow, so I have a few chores I have to do. And she throws up, but this time it's actually just vomit.
At least none
floor.
of the fucking things.
Yeah, there's no Orbeez in this one.
Not the Orbeez.
I'm gonna go sit behind the counter. You are free to peruse my wares as you wish.
Thank you again.
Of course, I'll catch them up to speed. And
Thank you.
Sunder will turn to the party and kind of explain what's going on.
But one last thing.
Hmm.
With my faculties returned, I do remember one thing about the gentleman that came in. It was a gem. Not scales or paint, it was a gem. I saw it. I wanted it. Firmly fixed in his forehead. Yes.
She looks a bit disturbed at remembering this.
It was a gem, a red gem. In his forehead.
She fades. Her voice trails off into nothing as she kind of like stares into the middle distance for a little bit.
My
Well-
lady, I do not believe you should open shop tomorrow.
Since I stayed open during the blizzard 2 years ago, there's no reason I can't.
Darling,
I
this
He's
is...
not going to take no for an answer, Argentum.
You have that in common then.
That we do.
Hey, so what the
She smiles
freak
at you.
happened?
Smile. Yeah, right.
All right.
God.
Been
Yeah.
sitting here waiting for an explanation.
Sorry to hold you up, I guess.
Oh,
Successful operation, it seems.
well, we came to deliver the drider silk as we had assumed. The dwarves had already dropped it off to find out that they had not arrived yet. We found Lady Ryla very, very sickly. These weird egg-like things, and Sunder will bring the bucket and show them.
Yeah, you see these orbs that are kind of varying in size of this gelatinous material. They look like single-celled organisms almost, with this black mark on the inside that looks like a comma or something. You know, it's just swirling and whirling, these red mucoid bloody creatures around and around in a vortex in this. Occasionally one bumps the side, occasionally one jumps but doesn't get enough air time to exit the bucket. It's
With,
gross. Disgusting.
With divine sense, did you say it was fiendish or undead? Or...
Oh yeah, it's fiendish.
Okay. Sorry,
Go
you continue. I was just gonna ask
Oh,
if I
go
could channel divinity, harness divine power, get a spell slot, and then fucking divine smite these things.
Let's fucking
Oh.
go. You badass.
Sure.
Just like a
By
a
all
snap, almost like an unarmed strike divine smite. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Snap
no,
of a
of
finger,
course.
it
Do
ignites.
you stick your hand in the bucket? Like, how do you do this?
Well, I'm just gonna hit them.
Okay.
We probably won't touch them. Use one of the sacrificial daggers if I gotta like not touch it.
Okay. You brandish a very short bladed dagger, little stiletto, and channel into your divine power, and this black purple begins to manifest in your veins. This glow starts to slowly emanate from your arm, and this small beam comes from the blade itself, and you hear nothing at first as it enters into the mucus, but you hear the sizzle, spark, and snap of burnt hair and flesh as these mucoids begin to whine and moan and scream in this bucket. And they start to pop, and everybody make a dexterity save.
Oh, fuck.
Yay!
I don't have advantage on those.
God damn it.
It's fine, right?
Yeah, it's about right.
Nice, a 20.
Seriously.
Everybody but Argentum,
Yeah,
Is
here we
fine.
go.
Yeah.
but Argentum is just close enough that they are splattered in this gross, fetid, red mucus. It doesn't seem like it's affecting you in any way, other than you maybe want to hurl. It's disgusting. It's like a troll just sneezed all over you.
As if today could not get any worse.
Oops.
Oh.
Continue,
Wall will-
please.
Oh.
Wall will just offer his cape to Argentum to like wipe themselves off.
Well, as you go and
Ew.
grab your cape, right? You're kind of distracted by the comical scene in front of you, right? You go and grab your cape, and you know this glaive like the back of your hand, literally. Like you know every bolt, every weld, every seam, every hammer blow on this thing. And when you turn, your one open eye manages to see something out of the ordinary on your glaive. Something has marred the surface of your precious weapon. But it's a little dark in here. It's mood lighting. It's hard to see immediately.
Wait, like, yeah, so he's gonna like interrupt his action, the Sims style. I'm gonna right click on the action.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, interrupt action. Okay,
He's
cool.
gonna take a little closer look at the glaive.
You take this glaive out, pull it around. It's quite wide. You get it in your hands, and you look at the blade itself meticulously. You go over every little seam, and it's plain as day. There's script along the blade's edge of your glaive. Not only that, but you flip it around on the other side, and you see her. You see the dancing naked lady etched in very slightly glowing white on the other side of your glaive. Not enough to shed light anywhere, but enough for you to make out her visage. She's entrancing, and for a second, you forget about the fact that she marred your blade. Feel a little proud, but you snap back to reality.
Wall's gonna look down at the sword and unsheath it a little bit.
You look at it, and yeah, you know all of these weapons. You know them as though, as Argentum knows their books. And it is a blank blade. There's nothing on it. On either side. In fact, all of the embellishments on the handle and the pommel have gone. It's just a normal longsword.
He'll slowly resheath it, and he'll like grab he'll gently like touch the blade part of the glaive and like hold it close to his head, and he will very loudly think, "Get out of my weapon."
You feel as though what you thought was received. Somebody was listening, whether it's the thrumming of the blade, the glaive that's there now, whether it's, the soft glow in a certain sequence. You've convinced yourself she heard it.
He'll stare at the glaive for a hot second, and then he'll like go over to Argentum and offer the cape for them to wipe
Okay.
it off.
Thank you, darling. I think I need about 10 baths. And to burn these clothes.
You definitely will after what I have to tell you.
Oh no.
Well, after we got here and we found this, I'm gonna put this down. Sunder puts the bucket down. We found Zyra hurling these things up. Came to realize what exactly these were. And we had to cut one out of Ryla. Ryla was infected by a slad. I've never seen them on this plane. I've only heard stories. But it's a good thing that we got. It's a good thing we got it out before it hatched. They're like parasites. If they are ready to hatch, they will exit the body out of a very, very violent way, killing their hosts. And I can only imagine who or what have done this to Ryla specifically. But honestly, it's a good thing that we found her when we did. If we didn't, probably would have found a bunch of them already hatched.
You hear footsteps, fast ones. I need your help. The silk. Someone took it. Follow me. And he runs.
Okay.
Krillin gets out of there.
No time to lose, I guess.
All right, sprinting.
We're
going.
As you guys run, you see Ryla looks a little concerned, but just does not have the strength to come with you, so she's going to stay behind. And you guys go outside, and Krillin, to the left, there's a stairway that goes up 2 flights immediately, and he goes up those stairs. You guys follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
We do.
Takes about 30 seconds for you guys to get to the landing on the 2nd floor, and he points with 2 fingers across, like, catty corner, across the I guess the axis of the pagoda, and there is a large, hulking, almost the size, if not bigger than the wall, creature in robes, running away with bolts of cloth. The dwarves are unconscious next to Krillin's forge. The wagon itself is in shambles, and this creature is 200, 300 feet away from the forge itself, the actual, like, blacksmith area. I'm gonna take care of the dwarves. You guys chase him. Do something. We gotta get that back.
Gotta go.
Okay.
So we're running.
We're
And the
moving.
wall. Are you there with them?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Next to the forge is Penelope. Aces. She's fine. She's doing A-okay. And she makes eye contact with you the second that you are able to see her. What does everybody do?
Well, let me hop on your back.
If I have a better idea, I think. And then, like, the wall will give a sharp whistle towards Penelope, like that kind of, like.
Yeah. It almost seemed too practiced for the amount of time that you guys have been together, but this isn't a normal horse. Penelope makes her way over to you and rears back, lifting 2 hooves in the air, and then.
No, you wouldn't.
We will both ride on her. It will be fine.
Okay. So
Put me on
you
that
are
horse.
both now on Penelope. I imagine heading in the way or in the direction of the robed figure.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So
Full
they
speed.
are on Penelope, probably going. Let me double check and see exactly how fast that is. Do you have that on hand, Ben?
How fast a horse goes?
Yeah. Well, how fast a horse goes in Minecraft, in D&D.
In my
I don't
Speed
think
is 60.
I do.
Let me double check. Speed is 60?
Rider.
Okay, and
Yeah.
I guess you're dashing, so that's 120. Okay. So they will be the first ones to catch up with this thing, regardless of how fast you guys go. Okay.
So is the figure, like, running down the street, like, just the main road, or?
Well, right now you guys are on the 2nd floor, so they are running towards a set of stairs that are on the other side of this. There's a big, like, balcony all the way around, and that's where you guys are right now. And then recessed in the balcony are all of the stores.
I
right?
see.
So you guys are, yeah, he's heading to the other side, where there's another set of stairs down.
I guess I'll just chase on foot here.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Argentum is running, probably trying to keep pace with Phoenix.
Okay. All right, sweet. So the wall and Zeph, you guys get to a point where you are side by side with this humanoid creature that is running down the stairs. And Penelope, this has kind of slowed Penelope's progress because I mean it's stairs, right? So you guys are going about the same speed at this point. It is right next to you. It is wearing brown robes. They're kind of tattered and worn. It doesn't look like they have any sort of ceremonial value or anything. It is purely a disguise. It is big. This thing is about 10 feet tall as it's slowly like ambling down the stairs with these bolts of Drider silk. And what do you guys do?
Wall's gonna
Right next to you guys.
One of the arms it's carrying.
Same. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The bolts.
All right. Ben,
Dual
roll as though you would roll with a +1 glaive.
Holy shit!
My thoughts exactly.
Let's go, naked ladies.
Let's go, naked ladies.
Same though. So real.
13. A 13 hits.
Oh wow.
Yo.
Roll damage. It's not wearing armor.
6.
6. You carve into this creature's arm through the cloth, through the flesh.
Actually, I'm realizing.
Mhm.
Is how big is Penelope size-wise? Because I have mounted combatant, so.
Oh, okay. Penelope's about the size of a normal horse.
Because I think the rules are like I have to mount something that's one size bigger than me.
Yes.
Well, for the fact that it's not a normal horse, it's not just like a riding horse or just like a stock horse. This is there's something supernatural about Penelope. You're not quite sure what it is, but we'll treat it as though it is a size bigger.
Okay. Because I have advantage on melee attack rolls against any unmounted creature that is smaller than my mount. So just for a heads up.
Okay, cool. It is not smaller than your mount, unfortunately, but
okay.
It's a large
6.
creature.
Be 7 with a +1 glaive, right?
7. So 7 slashing damage. Okay. So you carve into this creature's robes and then into its scales. You can feel there's a little more resistance than human flesh or even like goblin flesh, which you've been so immersed in lately. You get into the bone, right? And doesn't quite go all the way through, and you pull your glaive back, but it drops the Drider silk, and you hear it, and it starts to limp away down the stairs. What do you guys do? It's dropped the silk.
I still have my whip is 10 feet. Can I still hit it with it limping away?
You bet, you sweet ass, you can. Go for it.
Okay.
Your sweet ass, let's go.
My sweet ass.
Also, I'm gonna unwavering mark it. Just
23.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, that hits. Well, and then you pull your whip out from your back and you grab its leg, I imagine, right?
Oh, yeah, 5 damage.
Okay. You wrap it around its ankle, its meaty ankle, and pull it out. Falls face first onto this concrete. It gets, like, you can hear its teeth crack individually. It thinks it's got big, big teeth as it turns around, and it's not trying to get away anymore. It's just turning around, looking at you guys, as you guys approach on the horse.
Now let me sick him.
Get him!
That's not how it works, Zephrel.
You just
I
hear
don't know.
Winnie.
I've never ridden a horse.
Penelope starts to circle the creature.
yeah, like Wall's like stancing up on the horse basically.
Okay. It is trying to. It's looking around in fear, but it's looking like it's looking for a way to get out of this.
What did you say? Wall will explain it, but what did you say that it looked like?
As it turns around, you are able to see exactly how this is assembled. This creature, sure enough,
Assembled?
Yeah. So, it's. Let me grab this description here.
Oh.
It is a very large, 10-foot tall, bipedal frog.
No.
has hulking shoulders with arms much longer than its torso that kind of drape down, that are a little bit gangly but well defined and muscular. It's got a very wide mouth with, if it didn't have such jagged, broken teeth, like dominoes on the inside of its mouth, it would look very menacing and almost have like a Joker smile. You can see closely, if you look a little closer to its face, it has symbols that are carved into not only its skin, but into the gem that is the size and shape of like a child's head in its forehead.
That's too large.
It looks like there is like a brass structure that's kind of holding it in place on this thing. There is a ridge of spines that seem to go back and underneath of the hood that is slowly starting to fall off. Its eyes are yellow and pinned, with almost like a cat's eyes, and there's like this black webbing on them as it looks a little bit afraid, but at the same time, very strong. It looks like it could lash out. It's covered in scales and horns. It has a long tail. There's a little bit of hair, poking out in places. But these claws, as you see, as it reels back and starts to support itself, these claws are maybe 2 feet long at their longest, with like smaller claws that descend in size and length around it. And it looks like one claw that it has, as it turns its palm to face you, one claw, the longest one, is hollow. There is a hole at the end that looks like it goes all the way down into the meat of the creature itself, but it's like slowly posturing at you.
What language to yell at it in?
Let's see. Let me grab its sheet.
I probably wouldn't even know. I'll try. You said the things that I divine summoned were fiendish. I'll try abyssal.
It's oh, okay, here we go.
Okay.
You hear in your head,
Oh no.
"Release me!"
In my head? Was that in common?
You hear it. That was in common, but
Okay.
you didn't feel like he was speaking common. You felt like you heard something. You heard "ta-da-ta," and your brain filtered it and interpreted it itself.
Okay, I say it out loud. Surrender and be better used to me alive, or die right where you stand.
It howls at you, this deafening, extended bark almost. Ah! Ah!
Do it back at him.
Starts to fuss with the whip around its leg, cutting it with his nail. Are you guys coming? Rest of the party, what are you doing?
Yes.
We've been running.
Caught up by now.
You caught up, yeah, for sure. At this
We've
point,
been
this is like 10
schmoovin'.
seconds. You've been schmoovin'. All right, you guys have arrived, and you see exactly what I described. This 10-foot tall frog-like creature with the craggy protrusions of what could be bone and horn and ridges on its eyes, and it's all the way back to its back. Almost looks like a dinosaur that never was. You guys also all hear in your head, "Release me!"
I said surrender. Bah! Bark at it.
All right, it cuts your well, it tries to cut your whip still. But you'd think, based on how long and how aggressive he's been cutting, it would break, but it's just not. Nothing seems to get through this thing. He starts to pull you with him as
Wait a minute.
he starts to run away. He's let me make a strength check.
Yeah, Wall's gonna grab onto Zephyr and like.
Oh, I'll do a strength check too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tug of war right now.
7! Let's go! Okay, cool. He tries and tries, he pulls, and you can hear the strain on the whip, but it's just too strong to pull you away from it. For some reason, it doesn't seem to want to leave your grip.
It's not the whip, DM. I'm just actually shredded.
Yeah.
I got a question, DM.
Yeah.
Actually jacked. Lay it on me, slugger.
Am I within 120 feet of this motherfucker?
Oh, yeah, you are. It's probably like 15, 20 feet away.
Amazing. I would like to cast Writ Slumber. I'll throw it in the chat.
Okay.
So, how this sexy little spell works is you need to make an intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, this creature will become incapacitated for 1 minute, during which time they fall into a waking slumber. While under this effect, all attacks made against them have advantage, and they automatically fail all dexterity saves and perception checks. The creature is not unconscious and does not fall, but they become unfocused and weary. They can be communicated with, but they are capable of they're only capable of short sentences, which are mostly incoherent. At the end of the target's turn, they can repeat the intelligence save, and in the effect on a success.
Guess what this thing's...
Yep.
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm just reading off the whole spell, just so that
Oh, okay.
what the fuck is going on. If the creature takes damage or is shaken as an action, this effect immediately ends.
Okay. Guess what this thing's intelligence score is?
Is it roll fucking low?
1.
Or like 4 because it can't
8.
speak English.
The -3.
Oh my god.
And he rolled an 8.
Fucking amazing.
So you see as it's saying, and like, or it's not even saying anything, but it's as it's like cursing verbally, and in your head you just hear "release me" over and over and over again, as it slowly starts to lose gusto, it loses its energy and focus. Release. It's just like a really dull growl, just fighting as much as it can physically against this sleep, but it is just too much. And you see this frog creature splay itself on the stairs.
Do not harm it. Otherwise, it will get up and try to run again.
It's still like blinking and like moving its lips. It's like twitching, but it does not seem to care about what you guys are doing around it.
I think it's stupid. It doesn't speak our language.
It
I could
definitely
hear it in
spoke
my
to us.
head.
DM, do I see the gem on its forehead?
Oh yeah, it's clear as day, man. It's a big ass gem.
Mm-hmm. This is the one that Ryla was talking about.
The one that
Do
did it
whatever
to
you
her.
need to.
The one with the gem on its head. Yeah, this is the one. This thing is the one that infected Ryla. What does it want with the silk?
Does Veyron have a similar gem in his little mask? Or his forehead?
No. You would have seen enough imagery of him to know that there are no gems in his mask. It is just a golden mask.
Gotcha.
If you're thinking we're going to negotiate with this, I'm thinking no.
I do not believe we can negotiate with it, but if you all wish to gang up on it at once, now would be the time.
Everybody hit it at once.
All right.
I've given you the opportunity for an all-out attack. Y'all go
Yeah.
for it.
You guys
Loyal
can
to
totally do
Ryla,
that.
I'm not holding back.
All right.
All right. In that
Everybody
case-
roll an attack with advantage
Yeah.
with
I'm
your
gonna-
weapon, magic, spell, what have you.
I will hex it first,
See.
Ooh, sexy.
and then we'll roll it.
Beautiful.
Kill it.
Just aim right for the dome piece.
I'm going to.
So 20, that hits.
Ooh. Okay.
So 17. Okay. Oh, crit! He's dead. There's no way. Okay. All right, roll that beautiful damage. All y'all. 23? Shit.
23.
So I'd be rolling, instead of 1d10, it'd be 2d10, right?
Correct. And then whatever your additional damage is twice.
He might be Dunzo.
Yeah,
Taking
I'm gonna
12
double
damage
check him.
now, total.
I gotta check this thing's stat sheet quick.
Oh, wait. 24, 29 damage total.
29 damage.
Oh, you smited it?
16.
No. I added all our numbers so far.
Oh, I see.
16. Oh, you added everybody's numbers?
Oh yeah, I was just adding everyone in the chat so far.
Did you attack with your whip?
Yeah, I rolled a 7 to damage.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
I don't have Divine Smite. I have no spells. I have nothing.
I was like, you 28 with the spine? Oh, that's crazy.
No.
All
Yeah,
right, so
I'll
you
throw
all
a
come
head
in.
I'll throw my last spell slot in here. Let's go.
Okay.
Everything I do is saves.
It's gonna wake up because you're gonna lose concentration, right?
Well, it would have already woken up because everyone
because
started
everybody else hit him.
smacking it.
Okay, cool.
So, I'm gonna cast Tasha's Mind Whip. So, attempt that save, baby.
Okay. It is a what? Dex save?
DC 14.
Intelligence save.
Insane.
Int save. 90% of what I do is int saves.
3.
3. Yeah,
Damn.
3.
All right, so 3d6. Let me roll that for you, Zeffy Poo. Boo, boo, boo. D6.
What did you call me?
Don't worry
I
about it.
think they
baby.
called you Zeffy Poo. I could be wrong.
I could be wrong.
I'm not sure. I
Guys,
think my
getting
hearing's going
scary is
out.
bad.
There you go. Take a 9.
9. Okay. All right.
I think that's
So,
54 damage.
As soon as you guys you're all poised around it, right? And you all suddenly plunge your
attack.
Ben, your glaive begins to glow in defiance as you plunge this critical hit into the slot itself, getting the first good blow on it. Leju, you follow up with from a distance with your rifle, and then Juzo, I guess you're punching it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Juzo comes up and just punches it square in the gem, which cracks it, and then from way downtown, the Mind Whip. And then this crystal, you see the slot start to wake up as it looks at you and howls, but the crystal itself begins to as it reels its head back and screeches. This hole, this craterous hole in this creature's forehead has thrown its head back as it begins to ooze this green ichor from its forehead, and its breathing stops. Looks dead to me.
Insight check.
Good.
I'm sure
I'm
it's
just,
dead.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna walk up to it and blow its fucking head in again.
Okay.
Natural
Die.
20.
Holy shit.
Really die.
Okay. You know what? Okay. Cool.
Fuck.
You walk up to it, and as the blood, I guess you could call it that. This phlegm, whatever, coming from this thing's head oozes down the stairs, one stair by one. You get close to it, Leju, and you look down on it, and suddenly, and you shoot it in its head. Its head is gone. Doesn't look like it's coming back. It wasn't dead, but it has a play dead feature. So, you
double tap.
Oh,
gotta
man.
double tap this
Fuck,
boy.
there's that
Yeah,
old
exactly.
possum.
One time I should have incited. Never trusting you again, by the way.
Krillin
So
runs
we-
out.
We need to double tap it every time.
What is that thing?
Frog.
It is what infected your friend Ryla.
That's the biggest frog I've ever seen.
It's a slod.
That's
And he looks around.
Yeah.
Lucky nobody saw this. Where do you guys want to keep it? Are we gonna bury it? Throw it in the harbor?
Is it keep it?
Where would we
I don't
keep
know.
this?
You guys killed it. Deal with it. I'm gonna go get the silk to Ryla. Dwarves are staying at my place if you need them.
And
Okay.
he looks at the wall one more time. And he shakes his head as though he clearly didn't see anything, and walks away.
Well, so what do we do with it?
Uh,
I mean, technically, it's a parasite. If we were to leave it here, it shouldn't hurt nothing. These things aren't on this plane. Why it's here, I don't know.
It's
Well-
fiendish, so if you take it to a temple, it should just burst into flames.
That's true.
All right, carry it to a temple then.
are there
I'll watch.
temples around?
I'm joking.
I
Oh,
was about to say, I mean, we'd give a cleric a hell of a scare.
You cannot step on consecrated ground, Phoenix.
We can take it to the chef.
I can. I'm just
I
Thought that
think
was
they're gonna
funny.
want to coin this thing.
He disposed of the last one.
Perhaps.
That was different.
I
This is
feel.
a frog.
Okay, so I feel as though perhaps throwing it into the harbor might be the best course of action, but
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to douse it in alcohol and or the gasoline.
See, we could just burn it.
I mean,
Passes him the whiskey.
could.
You watch this thing burn.
I wouldn't burn it here near the buildings.
oh, absolutely not.
Find the back alley.
Wall, could you yes, perhaps drag the body onto apologies, Penelope. Pull it onto the horse and ride it away from here as quickly as you can. Just a back alley or something, and we can deal with this.
Like he'll look to Penelope to like judge her reaction to that suggestion.
As you look at Penelope, Penelope's expression is apprehensive. She's moving her hooves in such a way that makes this like this would be uncomfortable for her.
What if I drape my cape over you before I put the body on, so it is not touching you?
She chuffs. And
Oh, let's
You
cut it up into
feel-
little pieces and then put it in the bag.
you feel as though Penelope is like, that should be okay. It's still gonna hurt, but that's better than nothing.
We will
He'll-
give her a good brushing and perhaps a bath after this.
Oh, absolutely.
And the
that will
carrot.
happen no matter what.
She nods her head deeply, a little bit erratically, but you know, she's a horse.
Yeah, Wall's gonna take off his cape and like drape it over Penelope and like make sure it's affixed well, and then he'll begrudgingly grab the frog corpse and like just flop it over.
You do. It weighs her down a little bit, and she notices it at first, and then
Aw.
sits back up, ready for you to mount her.
And Wall's gonna mount up, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, I know it is annoying. Bear with it."
Okay. Penelope
Would've
starts
been
her way
lighter
down
if
the
it was in
stairs.
pieces.
It would still be the same amount. Yeah, never mind.
No.
Penelope, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, that's it.
No.
Penelope makes her way wherever Wall takes her.
I mean, I guess I could go to the shore and just dump it.
Sure, you all gonna follow?
Does it?
Yeah.
No, never mind. Yeah, of course.
Takes about 10 minutes to cross town and get to the Sound, where there are ships in the harbor. As much as people are sheltering in the residential districts and in the market district, this is still an active harbor. So you have to find a secluded place, a place probably people aren't going to look. If you so choose, you could just chuck it on a ship or something, or try and sell it, or I don't know what. But you guys make it to the harbor. You are there, and there are still people there actively working even through the night.
Sorry, the concept of trying to sell it at the harbor is really funny.
I don't know, like
I found this.
this
frog.
is a hub of trade.
You want to buy this dead fiendish frog?
That'll good. That'll smooth over well.
I'm sure they would love an other plainly chaotic frog. I'm sure they would love that.
So what are we gonna do with it?
Penelope rears back as the blood leaks through your cape after the last
Aw.
10 minutes and touches her rump, and you hear as she and knocks it off, and it lands on the ground.
What if we just leave it?
That
No
sounds
way.
like a great idea.
I guess they'll
Actually.
never know.
Let's just go.
I
You know
am
what, let's
so
just-
wiped. This is exhausting. Let's just leave it. I agree.
I would very much like to go back to the Silken Vale, have an incredibly strong drink, and maybe take about 7 to 10 baths. That is what I would like to do right now.
Still
Seconded.
got a little bit of goo in your hair, by the way.
Please.
Yeah, this shit sucks.
Hold on, I got it. Sunder's gonna grab a little bit of goo and flick it away.
Oh.
Hate today.
Yeah, Wall's gonna like dismount Penelope and like quickly like wipe off any of the gunk. Just for
Oh,
now.
as soon as you do, she nuzzles you immediately. She's like, "Thank you." It's yeah, you can feel her relief. It's looks like it hurts. It's like burns.
Is the harbor just right there? Like, where is it on the ground right now?
Where's the harbor? Yeah, I mean, if you guys walk maybe 10 feet in front of you, you will be at water's edge. Maybe 4 or 5 feet to water's edge. And there are cutter sails, there are junk sails like cresting the horizon, and they're traditional Western style boats, and this is a full harbor with
Okay.
workers bustling.
Are there pirates? Or
There are pirates.
all right, could I find someone that looks to be that owns a I don't know. Can I just
That's
find
for
a sailor?
Jack Sparrow? What's happening?
You can find a sailor. Okay,
Yeah,
make an
Jack
investigation check.
Sure.
Would you like one piece of this frog?
Get it, buddy.
One Piece.
The real?
One piece.
Is it?
16.
16.
So, yes, the more traditional Western style ships seem to have guards and militia and military men out front of them that look, they are very well armed. But as are the Corsair ships that have these very strange, like junk sails to them. They are red. There's maybe 2 or 3 of them in the harbor, but they are close together, and it too looks like they've been guarded. But you approach one of them, and you see a pretty rough and tumble looking guy, not wearing a shirt, leaning on a quarterstaff, and he eyes you up and down as you approach him. Who are you?
Hey, you
Hey, back! He assumes an aggressive stance.
Oh, sorry, can't see. Don't know how close I am. Just a humble blind man walking on the docks. Hey, do you guys deal in monsters? Trading? I'll
He
give you
puts
one
his
for
staff
free.
down, leans on it, looks over to his buddy, who's he's got chewing on some sort of weird cud, and he goes over and leans into his buddy's ear and whispers,
I don't want any trouble. It's been a long, long day.
What kind of monster?
I think one of my companions called it a slod. Fiendish.
Ah.
Pretty big one, too.
and they have a conversation in a language that you don't understand.
That's fine.
For like maybe a minute. Small argument breaks out. One of them punches the other one.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, roll an attack here.
That's fine.
11. Oh yeah, that hits.
That probably grin a little bit.
Knocks that fucker out. And he falls
that
in a
guy,
he
right?
falls in a heap on some crates and some netting.
How much you want? Show me beast.
Yeah, right this way. I'll lead him over to the group and the beast.
And he whistles. 2 other pirates jump from the ship and walk next to him.
Really?
Both
I'm
wielding-
blind. Like, what am I gonna do?
Wielding a scimitar and a longsword. Both shirtless. They're not very well armed, but they do have weapons. And they follow you over to the rest of the party. These. Go ahead. Sorry.
So this is the merchandise. I'd accept 5 gold.
He's not live.
No, of course not. He's dead.
One of them pokes it with his scimitar and leans over to the other 2 and starts speaking in a language you don't understand.
One. Yes, 1 gold
Deal.
for the whole beast.
All right, deal.
And they look at each other like they just got a really sweetheart of a deal. They shake each other's hands. They reach out to shake your hand.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. And
Can you tell?
Cool.
We got rid of it. So, hey,
the one with the quarterstaff whistles again.
We're gonna see these guys
And-
later, and they're gonna live in a mansion.
Yeah.
They've just
Grab-
like
they-
retiring.
The two other goons kind of grab the slot and back up, walking over to the junk ship and says, "What is your name?"
I am Felix Rosepetal, and this is my compatriot Wall, and our horse, nameless.
and our horse.
You gave
Wall,
him his real name.
Felix, nameless. Pleasure doing business with you. And he walks away, puts his quarterstaff on his shoulder, and just starts whistling a tune. The blood forming a trail in the mud and the cobblestones as they get back up on their ship. After a minute or so passes, you hear 4 or 5 other pirates start to cheer. For some reason, you don't know why, but
See
they're
you
really
around,
happy about
fellas.
this.
Hope we build a good relationship business-wise.
You don't hear
Come
anything
here.
further from the pirates in the junk sails.
Did they leave?
No,
They
they're just
did.
they're on the ship. If you want to go on the ship, you can. But
Oh, no.
They didn't leave. They're just partying.
Yeah, for sure.
I cannot believe that worked.
And we got a gold out of it.
Single
yeah, you got
piece.
1 gold.
One
yes.
gold. So, about that heavy drink,
Please.
That
Drinks on you, Zeph. That 1 gold.
You guys want to make your way back to the Silken Veil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
oh,
The sun. Yeah.
what were you gonna say about the sun?
It is set. It has set. That
Okay, I
was
thought you were
the
gonna say
last
as well.
few minutes of daylight that you
The
guys
sun
had. Yeah.
exploded.
Okay. I just wanted to, before we head back to the Vale, if I could just quickly whisper to Wall and say, if you need to see that blacksmith, I'll be fine with Argentum. As a lead.
All right. I would like to.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Led by Penelope and Argentum, you guys are able to make your way back to the Silken Veil. You open up the door, and there are some patrons in there. You hitch Penelope to the post on the outside. Wall, would you like to enter, or do you want to go and say hi to, or talk to Krillin?
Wald's first gonna give like Penelope a quick like scrub to make sure that none of
Oh,
the
yeah.
gunk is on her.
There's a little bit of like, residual, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna harm her at all anymore. So she seems happy that you followed through on your promise.
And he says, I am sorry that happened. Thank you for heeding my call when you did.
You get a very soft whinny and a hearty chuff where they start to drink from the trough.
And Wall's gonna go separate from the party and track down Krillin.
Okay. All right, we'll track the party here for just a second. You guys go into the tavern, into the Silken Veil. The shade that is the bartender in Zyra's absence is doing that. He's tending bar, taking orders,
hard.
making sure that the place runs efficiently. There does seem to be a little more people than normal here. In fact, it looks like people brought stuff with them to here. Like there is a mother and child. There's a father there. There is a couple of members of the city guard. They look almost like refugees, but they're here still drinking, still being patrons of the establishment. Yeah, Zyra is nowhere to be seen. We can
Right, she was still doing that thing.
She's
Yeah,
still down
she's-
below.
with
And
Kelly.
we have the key to the room,
Correct.
but the bathtub is occupado.
Oh,
So
We
Argentum's
had
gonna
2
go over
rooms
to-
once before, right? So there must be
Well,
another method.
There's probably another, but we only had the key to the one that we were using previously.
Sure.
Right.
That's true.
Argentum's gonna go up to the shade at the bar. I'm sure there's not any rooms available at the moment, but for a friend of the priestess, is there somewhere I could perhaps clean off?
He looks behind at the rack of keys for each of the rooms, and sure enough, there is one normal looking key. And you hear a soft acknowledgement of as this shadowy pseudopod tendril goes toward the key and just kind of pulls it off the wall. Not that wall. And dangles it in front of you and gives it to you. And he points up and gives you one finger. Can't really speak, but hopefully that makes sense.
Much appreciated, thank you. They will take it and make their way up to the room. Come
Okay.
along, everyone.
I'm not bathing with you.
I didn't say to.
I don't think that's what they meant, Zeph.
I mean, you never know.
I meant we could go up to the rooms, but you know.
You, I
I
guess
didn't
you
know
are
you
you
had
guys
multiple.
following?
Yeah, we'll follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You follow Argentum up the stairs, creaking with everyone, and we will cut back to Wall, who has just made his way to Krillin Blackforge's forge. The dwarves themselves are starting to pack everything back up. A couple of them are assessing the damage to their cart. And then Krillin is just in the back, kind of processing exactly what happened, coming back from Ryla's. Oh, hey, Wall, right?
Yes.
Good to see you again, friend. What can I do for you? How are your friends? What did you do with the frog?
We sold it.
You sold it?
Yes.
Smart. To who?
I do not know. They were like sailors or something.
Okay. It's better for you and I not to know anyway, so perfect. Can I, He gets closer to you. What can I do for you?
I spoke to her.
Who, Ryla?
No.
Oh.
The dancing woman.
Oh. He becomes very interested. Hey, Pepper, I'm gonna go in the back with Wall here, okay? If you need anything, just whistle. Great! Alright, lads. We should be seaworthy. And they start to slowly test out their cart as, come on. He leads you back to the backside of the forge itself, where there's the ground outside is rotten stone, but on the inside here, it's a little more homey. He turns on an oil lantern, sits down, and motions for you to sit down as well at this too big for the area oak table that he's kind of got a little bit of cheese and wine on.
Yeah, Wall will sit down.
So, did she say anything back?
She came to me in a dream. We had a duel. And she proclaimed that I would be one of her new blades.
So it's true. You do have the sword. That's not just an enchantment. That's it. That's the real thing.
And like in response to him saying that, Wall will produce the sword and unsheath it in front of him.
Oh, you have a decoy. That's probably smart. You don't want anybody taking it.
No, this is no decoy. It is the same sword.
So where is she?
And Wall will like stare at him and then produce the glaive and also just like lay that down on the table with like a clonk.
Sweet. Do you mind if I write while we talk?
I do not mind.
Okay. He takes out a leather-bound journal, like a little moleskin journal, and he starts writing in it. Absolutely fascinating. As he's looking around at the glaive itself and running his hand along the script and writing things down as he gets a word or a phrase. So, when exactly did this happen?
Yeah, I noticed a feeling, something, a while back when I had mentioned how I felt like I was being used in this game of the gods. I think she took umbrage of this comment.
Okay. You think she's mad at you? She wouldn't give you this gift if she was.
Mhm. She did not give me a gift. She took one away for herself.
Are you kidding? Well, I mean, I hate to sound presumptive, but to me, a layman, I just have fun studying this stuff, but God blessed your weapon and you're not happy with that?
Wall's gonna like lean in real close, looking Krillin dead in the eye.
I do not want to be a pawn of a game that gods are playing between themselves.
He looks at you puzzled for a second. But after thinking a little bit, it's noble. Yeah, actually, that's something he would do.
Who is he?
Rory. Silverblade. He was the last Blade of Illustri. He definitely did not like being used. Which is one reason he is where he is now, but I think this is something that you can use. You may not have to like it, but and he looks around as though somebody is going to be listening to him, but there's nobody there. Why don't you use the gods? You don't like that? Make it into a fair fight. Throw sand in their eye. Hell, she might respect you for it.
And like Wall stares at him, leans back in his chair.
She challenged you to the ceremonial duel, right?
No, I challenged her.
That's why she likes you. You like to dance. That's her whole thing.
You know a lot about this. Why?
He looks outside. He notices the dwarves are gone. You're not going to believe me if I tell you.
Wall doesn't answer, he just stares him down.
He snaps his book closed and puts it down on top of the glaive. Rory was my dad. And I don't know where he is now. I spent years of my life figuring out what made Illustri tick, but since Lolth went silent, she is very picky about who she talks to.
when my dad left, I couldn't feel it anymore. Whatever it was, the connection, the warmth, the presence, and embrace. She was like a mother to me. And then you showed up. And this may seem strange, but I feel like I've known you my entire life, Wall. I can't shake it. I am very. He grabs you by your shoulders. I am very glad to have met you. You've brought back a part of my life that I thought was gone forever. But I want you to promise me one thing, if you can. Don't forsake her. If not for her, or for my dad, it was for me. I want to talk to her again if I can. You're all I got. So yeah, okay. Don't be a pawn. Don't play a game. Just hold on, because from what's happening around us, you're gonna need all the help you can get.
Maul, like, regards him, takes another breath.
I wanted to ask her something when I spoke to her in the dream, but she forced me out before I could. Maybe you might have the answer.
I can try.
I spoke of a dream that I had as a child, of the blade that cut and cut and cut and grew sharper with every cut. Was she the one holding the blade all this time?
My dad told me a story when I was a kid. And it wasn't a blade. See, he was a farmer. He was a simple man. A human. Trying to make his way out here, trailblaze. Make settlements. He helped found Downwater. And the story is a scythe. It reaps and reaps and reaps. And the more it reaps, the more the crops grow in volume, size, number. The harvest begets a harvest. The blade begets to blade. It's the same story. But she changes it depending on what they need to hear. That's gotta be it. Yes. I can't say for certain. You'd have to find a cleric or a priest, not a blacksmith, but I think she might have been holding your blade. It might still be now.
So all this time, I was simply walking the path that was laid out in front of me.
But it was your choices that made you who you are. It was you choosing to do that. You could have stayed in your tribe. I know a little bit about Goliath. The river, right? You only went around for miles. But you came. You came, and like my dad would tell stories, I think you're gonna have a hell of a story by the end of this, if you make it out alive. And there's not a whole lot I can do to ensure that, but I can be here if you need information. Hell, I can help you forge weapons if you need to. I have some magical talent. And your friends, whatever they need, I'm sure I got them.
Thank you, Krillin. It is good to
You're very
have
welcome.
someone like you on my side.
I'm gonna try my best to make sure that... I'm gonna try my best to make sure that you're one hell of a dancer.
I am too clumsy to be a dancer.
But not when you got that glaive in your hand, my friend. I've seen it. I saw it.
The next
Speaking
time I dream, the next time if I speak to her, would you like me to ask her anything on your behalf?
His eyes light up. His face drops. He's in awe. Can you mention me? Can you see if she remembers me? And to ask her, he's tearing up a little bit. Can you ask her where my dad is?
I will ask, and I will find out.
Thank you. Here, he grabs his moleskin notebook. Take this. It's got everything that I have learned up until this point. Doesn't have my history in it, but got facts. There's drawings in it.
That will be useful for me. I cannot read. The script on the blade, on the glaive. Did you read it?
Yeah. You wanna know what it says?
What?
He traces his finger along the runes, the script, different languages that are so foreign to you. But as he says these things, you feel a weight lifted off of your mind, almost. You feel something familiar. He runs his fingers across the script and says, I can find it. Oh my God, come on. He says, Syra Munai, Thalian Widak, Rory Silverblade. And his finger goes to a patch of script that's directly underneath of the visage of the dancing Lady Elistray, and it says, the wall. It's their names. This is the Blades. Wall. This is you.
The wall will just get up and grab the glaive and lift it up.
It is light for a gravestone. But I will carry it nonetheless.
Thank you. You didn't have to do this.
I did not, but you helped me too. You helped me realize that I was chasing something that perhaps I should have just let be.
That is your choice to make, Wall. But I'll be here supporting you as much as I can.
No. I don't know what's happening. But I think something big is coming. And they need you. We need you. To get out there and dance.
Until the ocean, my friend.
He gives you a military salute.
Yes, sir. I'll be here.
He sits down and puts his head in his hands.
And we'll exit. And just give like a sigh.
As you walk out into the pagoda, you see the clearing below you in the balcony, and you look up above, and the stars tonight seem particularly bright, twinkly, flashing. And that is where we'll call tonight.
Buddy.
Whoa!
Brilliant.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yahoo!
Amazing job, y'all.
Fucking wonderful.
Damn.
That was fun.
That was
What
good.
a good game.
Good session.
We've been
Bye,
meeting for a while.
everyone.
When the frog demon
That's
was starting
crazy.
to talk, I was expecting, hello.
Hello.
Fireball.
The fireball.
Hello, Mr. Frog.
All right, Wallace and Gromit.
Oh man, there's a lot to unpack everywhere.
I'm gonna have
What a
to
fucking
go
awesome
back.
session.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to some shit because I'm like, I just stopped taking notes at some point. I'm like, cool, I'm shaking.
And guess what? For the first time since we started playing, I got through everything that was in my notes. Let's go!
Yeah.
That's a
And
wonderful
let's
feeling.
go! I
Let's
hit
go.
everything.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
Oh, okay, cool. Fuck yeah. All right, well, everybody have fun?
Working
Yeah?
Shirt balls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
dude.
much
It
fun.
was
Fuck yeah.
amazing.
Good shit. I
Just
tried to
waiting
make
for
sure that
that
everybody had a little bit of something, you know? All right. Enough crits tonight. We did some crits tonight, which is crazy cool. We rolled
Yeah.
pretty well.
We
I
did.
think
good
we're
roll.
leveling up.
Are we?
Oh my god.
Are we?
No, we're not leveling up. No.
Damn it. It's gonna be level 5. That's a really big one.
Yeah, it is a big one. We got to make sure that'll happen.
We
I
gotta
think at the
earn
next
that shit.
milestone, whatever that's going to be. But
Yeah.
all right. Does anybody before we poof for the night? Anybody got anything going on? I know Ben's at a con right now. We saw you signed a wall print.
I did, in
The
fact,
wall.
sign a wall print.
Yeah.
Whoa, crazy.
That's crazy.
That is so hype.
I need to retweet it, so I'll do that now.
Yeah, we show through all.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Does anybody else have anything going on?
I'm doing if people want to watch cool voice actors do cool voice actor things, on Tuesday at 4 p.m. CST, assuming everybody can make it, I'm doing a VTuber / voice actor collab. We're playing Tavern Talk. We're gonna be voicing all the characters and going through, being still little guys, but I'm starting to do more voice actor and VTuber
Pog.
collabs where we're voicing more stuff. I think that's about it for like things coming up. But I will be for any Texas welders. I will be at ColossalCon Texas in Austin on the 16th of August. So if anyone, I've restocked the Argentum prints. So if anyone wants some non-Bonnie Finey goodness, I will be in Austin next month.
Wahoo.
Let's go.
Okay, well, I just be streaming, guys. If you guys want to watch Guy play 17 gotchas at the same time, I'm your
Please,
guy.
please.
I play like all the gotchas at the same screen. So if you like Subway Surfer, you can at least have 5 of them on the screen at the same time. Other than that, next week I will be teaching peeps how to play Chinese mahjong. So my community
cool.
has funded us this really nice mahjong set. So I'll be showing that off, and also teaching people how to play. So that'll be next week. So watch the sketch or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
yeah, dude.
go. Amazing. Okay, anybody else?
That is all.
All right. If you are in the area for Ben's Con, go check him out, please, because he was a trooper and stayed up pretty late for
Yes,
us.
thank
So, round of applause.
Come down to Teco in Pittsburgh, everybody.
Woohoo! Fantastic. Okay. All right. With that said, we are going to run the end credits. So now we get the opportunity to say good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.